Yo. Need that Paul exit interview. I'm excited. Fit looking good. Is it alright? I was like, why do I dress up for stream today? Go look crazy. Let's go Nuggets. What? It looks like you're on the right side of history on this one. I'm kind of bummed. I was going to root for the Clippers now that the Lakers are, you know. Wrong mic. Really? Does it sound like broken? The mic should be right. Yeah, no, the mic, I mean, it might just be like a unplug, plug-in situation. Doesn't sound like your mic in front of you, webcam mic. Okay, let me investigate. Classic. Let's go ahead and get input. How about now? Any better? Any better at all? Should be. Sounds the same. Doesn't sound bad, just not your actual mic. Well, that's a problem. Is it a Cory stream there's not mic problems? Well, I don't like when you say it like that. I'm getting a lot of mixed feedback about how the audio sounds. I think the only solution for me is going to be to listen to the stream myself. So let me pull that up. Perfect celebrity. Let's see. How do we sound, Cory? I don't think it's the actual mic. It's sort of cave-like. Yeah, but that's weird. Like, why? ¿Por qué? Okay, Cory, you have to talk to be able to hear yourself. Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound like it's using the correct mic, right? Okay. Does that sound a little bit better? Let's see. Sounds the exact same. I'm asking these questions somewhat rhetorically at this point, by the way. All right, can you even hear me now? Let's see. Sounds the exact same. This is very curious. It's weird because, oh. Yeah, fuck me. I don't think this is gonna fix anything. Hello, Cory Wurtenberger. How do we sound? Same exact problem? It sounds the exact same. What the fuck is happening? I'm getting pissed. Hello? Why? Focusrite audio, please work. It sounds fine, just different? No, it sounds worse. Like, look, if I put my mic over here, is it the same exact volume? It's the same exact volume. That's a problem. This might cost a lot of money. Hello, hello? Yeah. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna end it all. I'm not even kidding. Hang in there. No, I'm gonna fucking crash out. It's just a matter of time. The fuck is he? Were you over the? It's okay. It's not okay. Why the fuck isn't it working? I'm upset. Let's try this. Why is it so ass? No, Quinn can't do shit. Quinn just calls me for support. How about this? Doesn't do anything. How about this? Me when I change nothing. Literally change nothing. Quinn's gonna be on BB27? No, he won't. They asked him, he said no. He wants to focus on his work. What did I walk into? You walked into literally Satan's realm. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I will sit here and try to fix the audio for 5 hours if I have to. We will not even consider streaming until that's fixed. We need an ex-Bull Rider on BB27. Yeah, that worked great last time. It's not even that bad, but it's not... I have this whole mic and it's not even, like, using it. Cory, turn your headphones off. Yeah, I get you think it's my headphones that are... Oh my god. Please. Nope, not helping shit. Chat is helpful. Chat is whatever the opposite of helpful is. Oh, I'm about to crash out. I am literally about to fucking lose it. Wait. Pause. How about this? Oh! Oh! Woohoo! What if I just impromptu did the dance that you know, Quinn? I just, like, instinctually, I just know it somehow. Alright. What was the issue? It was a Streamlabs issue. I'm hearing the song double because I'm listening to my stream. Okay, well, there's your 8 seconds of abracadabra. We have a fucking stream to do, y'all. We have a stream to do. And Quinn, if you're still here, I'm going to ask you to leave because there's a lot of BB26 slander, or as I like to call it, the truth on this stream, okay? Also, if you're a fan of Quinn / Americory stuff, maybe, potentially, some stuff to look forward to. That's right. We are opening up the relationship. So excited to talk about the Genius later. We'll talk about it later, and we'll watch the final 3 episode of Season 1 of the South Korean version, of course. You always have BB26 slander when Quinn or Joseph are in here. I think you have to understand, it's not like because Quinn and Joseph are here. It's just that I'm usually talking shit about BB26, so when any BB26ers in chat, I'm just inevitably going to be talking shit about them. You're friends with Hardy now? I don't know if I believe that. Quinn having friends other than me? That doesn't sound right. Two episodes, right? I think we'll do 1 episode today. I don't think we're going to do both. We'll do the finale probably next episode or next stream. Get Hardy on the cruise. Okay, I'm going to air out the cruise group chat's dirty laundry because I have some beef with somebody, okay? No, Victoria left. I'm going to air it out. And someone texted, I don't even know whose number this is. I think it's Howie's. I'm not sure. It could be James, maybe. It was my area code. So I'm like, okay, I think I know who it is. And they were talking about how, like, here's this list of numbers in this group chat. I don't know who these people are. Like, can you guys, if you're one of these numbers, can you say who you are so I can, like, save your contact? And then they posted my number, America's number. I saw Jag's number. And then, like, I think it was Howie went and wrote, oh, whoever this area code is, that's a stripper number. I bet they're a stripper. Obviously, it's America's phone number. I'm like, what the fuck? Howie? What does that even mean? First of all, if anyone knows about strippers and how to call them, I assume it would be Howie. Look, here's the thing. Is it weird? Maybe. It's not, like, directed towards America, I would hope. I hope that's not, like, the bit of, like, they know it's America's number and being weird. I think it's more likely... I'm trying to think about what it could be. Yeah, I don't think there's much to it. I think it's fine. But it was very, like, I read this text because I have the group chat muted. I just kind of exist in it. It's fine. And I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, how can you tell someone's occupation from their phone number? Yeah, I really don't want to make it more of a big thing. I don't think it's like an American thing at all. I was just like, like, does Howie know a lot of strippers from the area? Like, how does that work? I thought it was funny. And then America responded. It was a good time. Look, relevant moves. I'm not trying to connect all the dots. Like, I don't want to make it worse than it is. Let me thank the subs before we dive into the stream. The way I'm not in that chat. Shut the fuck up, Quinn. You're probably the most vocal of the new people outside of, like, Jazz. Unless you're actually not, but I think you are. And Quinn might have been the one who said it, actually. And he did it intentionally. What is that about, Quinn? Why is Jazz in there? Jazz is everywhere. Never ask that question. Jazz is everywhere. He's in chat right now, just doing market research. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about this stream's concept. Oh, what a time. So we're officially in the. My mom texted me. It sounds fine 5 minutes ago. Thanks, Mom. You didn't get the stripper texts? Likely story. What's Jazz like? I feel like I haven't seen enough vids of him to know his personality. I can't wait for The Amazing Race. That's a great question. First of all, who knows if the Amazing Race is even happening, right? Like, it's all rumors. I think Jazz and Jag are similar in some ways. I think Jazz is a little more, like, loosey-goosey with, I think if Jazz played Big Brother, he'd be a lot messier than Jag in terms of, like, spreading information and, like, getting in trouble for those kinds of things. Like, the strategies. I think he'd be much messier, which is kind of crazy because obviously Jag was messy in a lot of moments. But I think Jazz is much more of, like, a talker, which I think would be pretty fun to watch. Quinn is not defending Americory's honor or America's honor in the group chat. Wow, it is telling for sure. I heard Jazz was on Battle Camp. Likely place for him to be. Would he be more or less gullible? I think he'd be more duplicitous. That's what I feel. I feel like Jazz would be more duplicitous than Jag. Also, is the cruise thing just fake? Haven't you been talking about it for the past year? So what do you mean it's fake? Like, it's not? No, it's happening. It's happening soon. It's happening, like a month from now, basically. I bought a ticket to Orlando, so I sure as hell hope it's real. Okay, well, thank you, Anonymous, for the gift to Wonder J, Griff Biggs for the 8 months, Emsony for the 15, Jennifer Connors for the 16. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you as well. Carson for the 10 months, Brianna for the 17, and then Kristen for the 17. Key Bearer for the 17. We're almost at 18 months. I got to check if I have a new sub badge for 18 months. Jazz, the guy at the front of an Uber, and asks how long he's been Ubering for. That says it all. Great example. Absolutely. Did they ever sell out like the organizers hyped that it would? I think so. I think it was sold out, and they were thinking about maybe doing a second cruise, but they'd have trouble selling that one out. But I think the first one sold out. As far as I understand, I'm not super, super locked in. Is this cruise a money laundering scheme? No, it's just a money-making device. Like, it's like people are making money for sure, but it's not money laundering. Money laundering is like if the cruise wasn't happening, it'd be money laundering, and the cruise was just a front for something. Is this the wrong time to say I just bought a cruise ticket for my 30th birthday celebration? No. I hate even shitting on the cruise. I think the cruise is going to be super fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think if you bought a ticket and you're going, you'll have a great time. I just think it's a very eclectic group of characters on said cruise. 5 more rooms just opened up. I assume people are like canceling, and then new people get in, and it's in flux. But for all intents and purposes, it's sold out. I just know there's going to be a fight. I know I'm going to be in a fight with Quinn for not backing me up in the group chat. Mattress firm's a money laundering scheme. I had a theory about something being a money laundering scheme recently. I'm trying to think what it was. Oh, okay. Are you guys ready for me to announce the next big money laundering scheme that's happening? I'm certain. I'm watching it happen. When I'm at the mall, I see it around every corner. If anyone guesses it, I'll gift you a sub. Okay, Kayla says crypto. No, it's not crypto. I promise. Okay. The hint is it has something to do with a movie that released somewhat recently. There's one movie franchise that I see way too much merch for I assume how it did in the box office. And I think it's a money laundering scheme. Thunderbolts? Nah, it's Marvel. Marvel's Marvel. Wicked? No, Wicked was huge. Minecraft's huge. The correct answer, and there's only one, is it Stitch? Nope, Stitch is a big brand. Here's the thing. You cannot pay me to believe that Dogman is as big of a commercial hit as it seems. When I'm walking around the mall, the amount of Dogman stuffed animals I see. Dogman is the most textbook money laundering scheme, and he's a cop. Makes it even more likely, more predictable. Never heard of Dogman? Neither have I. But my friend who has their money offshore in the Turks and Caicos, they've sure heard of Dogman. I can promise you that. First grade teacher here, and Dogman is huge. It helps my kids enjoy reading. Mods, ban the human trafficker in chat. Ban the money launderer. We got one. Your Honor? We're the wrong demographic, I guess. Yeah, this probably kills in a first grader stream. Quinn, on your stream, see if your viewers watch Dogmen. Because that's more of the target demo. You know what I mean? It's just a massive movie. They got you too? That's tough. I can't have a mod in the Dogman. Dogma. That'd actually be a fire presentation. The Dogman Dogma. Or the Dogman. It was in theater for 2 months. I know. It's crazy. Captain Underpants was my Beyonce. Interesting. Quinn said, my Beyonce? A white man. A white, bald man. His Beyonce? Kenny. Wait, Quinn, is Sweet Kenny K in Boston? Does he live there? Is that going to be who I'm hanging out with? Because that'd be tight. I'm sure he gets down. And I don't mean swinging. I'm not interested in that. I mean just vibing, hanging out with him, okay? Not letting it hang with him. That feels inappropriate. I don't want to do that. I don't fuck with people who don't make the jury. You know what I mean? Patriots games with Sweet Kenny K. Oh my god. Drake May, Sweet Kenny K. Pineapples. That sounds like a great night. Get some tall boys. Ooh. Okay. Are you guys ready to talk about Big Brother 27? This has been a great start to the stream. I'm about to unplug this mic to keep stalling. You're telling me that bald man behind you ain't Kenny? No, but he did want to win Big Brother about as much as Kenny. Some would argue that the John Locke cardboard cutout behind me played a better game. I am still in Nashville. We're here till August. All right. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. I did this stream early because I know Quinn's going to do streams like this, and I got to make sure that I beat him to the line. John Locke HOH would be insane. I think he'd be very Frenchy coded. He'd either be Frenchy or Cameron. I'm not sure which. Big Brother 27 Wishlist. It's not a long PowerPoint. It's about 18 slides. We have, I think, 4 categories of things to talk about. And the way that we're formatting this presentation, I suppose, is for every category, we're going to have Cory's version and Allison's version. That Allison being Grodner, not Irwin. That'd be weird. So we're going to have Allison Grodner's version and Cory's version. They're going to be very different, I would imagine. So, to clarify what that means, my version is what I think they should do. Allison's version is what they will do. Now, we did one of these after Big Brother 25 in preparation for BB26. I don't think they took much of my advice. I was trying to find that presentation so we can go through it and see if they actually did any of it. I couldn't find it. I think I might have used that template and just made a different presentation on it. But for 27, they're going to be taking a lot of lessons away from Big Brother 26. Now, we'll talk about which of those lessons are good and which of those lessons are not so good, okay? Kenny is bringing the unexpected according to our TikTok. Good. If there's anything he brings, it is unexpected. All right. So let's talk first about casting. And this is going to get a little personal, Quinn. More fans. Nothing crazy, but BB26 was wild. Let's be real. Big Brother 26 had 2 fans on the entire cast. I'd be willing to push that number up to 4. Quinn is a real fan. Joseph is a real fan. Everyone else is a debate if they even like Big Brother. I believe Chelsea likes it. I believe Brooklyn likes it. I believe Chemo enjoyed what he's seen. They've never there's levels to it, right? I'm not asking for 16 superfans. I don't think that's good for the show. I don't think that's what casting should do. But we need a lot more, and this is going to sound weird, like Camerons and Mimi's and Izzy's. People who either like do their homework and learn to love the show or at least get into it, or people who are legitimately casual fans. Like actual casuals. Like casuals are fine. I don't need super fans. Just people who actually watch the show, and you can tell when you're watching the show that it matters to them that they're there. I don't care about the influencer stuff. If you want to be an influencer after the show, no shade at all. That's essentially what I did. It's essentially what America's doing. Quinn's going down that path. A lot of our favorite superfans who care more about the game than anyone else also want to be influencers. That's fine. You just have to also have the liking Big Brother part. And I feel like that was the problem for me with BB26. There was a lot of people who very clearly cared about their life as an influencer after the show a lot more than their game inside the show. It's like we could do both. And another thing that is a big pet peeve of mine, especially with Big Brother 26, is a lot of people were put up as fans when they weren't. And I'm not trying to get like Angela to yell at me, but Angela was much less of a fan than her bio and everything led on. I feel the same way about Chemo. Nothing's definite, but that's how I feel about it. And these are people who are theoretically like the fans of the shows. And I think a telltale sign of like, okay, are they actually fans of the shows? Are like how many other shows they've been on before? You know, I don't think it should be invalidating going on another show, but I do think it's somewhat telling in terms of like, okay, you know, it's not like your dream is to play Big Brother and you love the show. It's just my perspective. You know, if Angela wants to come out and say she's loved the show for 15 years, she knows better than me. You never beat me at TOC. You beat me at the Goofy Whittle UK season opener. Fuck off. What's up, Jose? I mentioned you today with America. We were talking about John Quinones. Same campus, yeah, I guess. Chemo is definitely a fan that just doesn't always translate to his gameplay. Yeah, I disagree, but it's fine. I like Chemo. But, you know, there's levels to it. If he likes the show, is he a fan? I guess. So, yeah, you know. Okay, so that's my main point. BB26 just had a lack of people who liked Big Brother, and that's a problem to me. And I think, unlike some seasons, I don't even think people like Big Brother after the show. Like, you know, Kat Dunn went into BB21. I don't think she knew much about the show. Comes out and is a super fan. That's dope. I love when people fall in love with Big Brother. On our season, I don't think that happened. I think maybe, like, Felicia became really into it. Bowie became really into it when they were just kind of casual fans before. On 26, I think Chelsea is the only one who I expect to, like, be involved in the BB27, like, discussion. Outside of, like, you know, Quinn and Joseph and the people who you'd expect. Bowie applied? Yeah. How do you think they would have found Bowie? I mean, I guess you could find her, but... Yeah, but Bowie applied. Yeah, I don't mind that as much, Jessables. I don't care. I don't need social strategy nerds. I just need people who appreciate being in the house and want to stay in the house. Okay, no returning players. Sorry, Quinn. I know, you know, you got your bags packed already. I think returning players are, first of all, don't work on Big Brother that well, just kind of in general, even on full returnee seasons. But when you do a mix and match or like just one returnee, I think that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Of the post Big Brother 22 seasons, 23, 4, 5, and 6, the one that I think consensus is the worst is BB25, and it's the only season with a returning player. It's not Suri's fault. Suri was probably one of the better additions to the season, but it just fucks up the structure of the game. Everything revolves around that person, and then there's so many issues that come as a result of that. So because Suri was on the cast, that meant Izzy got less screen time. Izzy gets less screen time, creates a worse show. Because Suri is in the cast, she has her whole power structure immediately. Jag looks like an idiot all season. Blue looks like an idiot all season. I look like an idiot for a lot of the season. Like, it's just really hard to play around these central figures who have a lot of experience. It makes people play from really difficult positions, and it stifles gameplay. You could hope that, like, that player, you know, in Suri is chaotic and entertaining enough that it saves that or, like, accommodates for that. You could argue Suri, you know, did that along with Izzy and Jared, but I don't think it's the way you should build a cast. So no returning players. None. Please. Give me 16 newbies. That's the way. There's going to be an all-star season eventually. Save it for that. I don't got to see Tucker as a coach or Tiffany as a coach or even Quinn. You know, I'd love to see Quinn play again. It's just I don't think that's how these seasons should be. Old women. Cast more older women. It's just the best archetype. Who's the last older woman archetype to disappoint? I guess you like if you guys think Bowie, you're like Nicole. I love Bowie, obviously, so miss me with that. But the last 3 seasons, the oldest women were Angela, Felicia, and Suri. Pretty good. Rennie's an all-time legend. It's just a good archetype. Bowie isn't old, no, but in the context of Big Brother, where they're casting like 23-year-olds, 45s on the older end for sure. I'd consider older women 50 plus. Yeah, I think that's kind of the distinction. Like Suri and Felicia felt very different from Bowie. Angela, I think, felt pretty different. So, cast older women. Older men, I could do without, to be honest. No shade. Kevin Schluber's awesome. There's some good ones out there. I think that archetype is a miss a lot more often. And then this last one, I want to be very clear because it's not a diss towards Tucker at all. You guys know how I feel about Tucker as a player. Not my favorite. But this is going to be a plague. The Tucker is my favorite player because they're all going to try to replicate what Tucker did and they're all going to fail. First of all, I think most versions of Tucker, like if you do Tucker's antics as a different person, you won't be liked. Tucker has a charm and charisma that I think hides some of that. Or it just changes how people view him. That's one thing. Number 2, Tucker was great casting. So casting people like Tucker, I'm down for. But people who watched BB26 and want to play like Tucker is going to be insane and stupid and dumb and not fun to watch. Because it's not going to be authentic to them. It's going to seem forced. And even some of Tucker's stuff seemed a little bit forced. Same with Angela. Like, they're clearly like showmen. Like, they want to make a good show. Tucker going to be the new BB16 in preseason interviews? 100%. I would put the over-under for, like, players saying they want to play like Tucker, like, 3.5 or 4. And I wouldn't know which side to take. So, again, no shade towards Tucker. Awesome casting. Awesome character. Like, I genuinely believe that. It's just, people are going to try to copy him and they're going to fail, is my perspective. Let's talk about Allison's version. All right, BB26 replica. I think she wants to make the exact same cast if she could. You know, fake fans with one super fan. I think what's beautiful about this process is they can find whoever they want and make them fans. It's just easier for casting. You're trying to fill certain archetypes, trying to find the puzzle pieces, you know what I mean? And instead of looking at this, like, pool of people who submitted applications, you can just go find someone who, like, perfectly fits what you need. Okay, I need a redhead, Asian man. That's kind of hard to find in your, like, casting video Dropbox. But if you look up on TikTok, red hair, Asian man, you can find a lot of people to reach out to and then have them watch a few seasons. So, like, that's just kind of the nature of casting. Like, it's just easier to Command F, find the person you want to cast, as opposed to trying to make a cast from the people who apply. So this is kind of just a, you know, I don't think they're going to cast more fans. I think they liked the BB26 formula. No returning players. I think this is the same as mine. I don't think they're going to have returning players. I think they like this formula. It's easy. It works. No complaints. They're cheap, too. They don't have to pay appearance fees or anything. Even though, like, let's be real, I don't think half the people who they would ask to come back would need an appearance fee. I think they'd just be happy to do it. But I don't think there'll be returning players, and I think they're going to like a lot of, there's going to be a lot of Tucker people on there, which I think makes sense. Twists. All right, my favorite part. Quinn. Did Quinn get screwed by twists? Not really. The AI arena in general, I think, disadvantaged Quinn. But, he benefited. He got the deepfake HOH, I guess. I think some of the America's Vote stuff probably. Well, he also got nominated on the block by America's Veto, though. He kind of had the full experience. Okay, 2 double evictions. Because of AI Arena, we lose a double eviction. That's lame. There's nothing more exciting than a double eviction. Granted, they're usually lame and don't pan out how we want them to, but the anticipation and the excitement and the getting on stream to watch the double eviction, it feels like Big Brother's Super Bowl. Survivor, it's like, oh, the finale of the Super Bowl. That's not the case for Big Brother. Big Brother, it's double evictions. Have 2 of them. Give us 2 times to be really excited about watching an episode, and I'm happy. AI Arena clone ends at Final 11. There's going to be the AI Arena in some capacity. We know that. I guess it's not confirmed, but it might as well be. Just end it after the round of the Final 12. Once we reach that old school 9-person jury, having 3 nominees out of 10 possible people, it's just too much. Especially if the veto gets used, people come out, you have to nominate like half the house. It honestly dumbs down gameplay quite a bit. So just end it at the Final 12. I think before that, I'm okay with it. It's fine. This is my biggest one because this is such an easy fucking fix. Just don't let the HOH play in veto. That's it. Just copy Big Brother Canada. 5 players in the veto. Veto comps will take less time to watch, less time to run. You'll need less costumes, less setup. It'll make your lives easier as production, and it'll make the game a lot better because the HOH does not have the ability to, win the veto, keep noms the same, or execute their backdoor plan. It makes it less likely that we get a backdoor, which I know they hate backdoors, so we get rid of backdoors a little bit. And we make it harder on players super reliant on competitions. Right? So if Jag wins HOH, he's safe for the week. He gets to nominate whoever he wants, but he can't also lock out Cory or America or Felicia or Suri from winning the veto. There's just no need for it. He doesn't need the veto. He's safe. And I know they like when the veto is used, and the veto is more likely to be used if the HOH does not play and win the veto. But I like the idea of beating the person who nominated you. I just don't want the HOH having the opportunity to say you only won because I wasn't playing. Yeah, I don't care about that. I think it's like, I guess that could be annoying in spots. Like I'm sure Tucker would, say that. But like the reality is, if that person already beat you in the HOH comp, they're more than likely to be favored to beat you in the veto. So while what you're saying makes sense, I think it's just more likely that the cocky HOH is going to win. Also, my hot take is get rid of house guest choice, but we don't got to go into it because I think people disagree with that. I'd let the HOH have their chip in the bag. That's reasonable. I'm fine with that. Make it so they can be picked. That's fine. It's just weird. Like, why does the HOH have to play? And this fixes a couple things, because it also fixes screen time. Like, the reason why Cameron and Jag have so many confessionals, the reason why MJ has so many, Tucker has so many, it's not just because they're big characters. It's because they win so many HOHs, which is like, okay, obviously they need a lot of confessionals to explain their nominations and to talk about their plans for the week, but then they also play in the veto, and they also have to give the confessionals about, oh, I've got to make sure this person doesn't win the veto, and they have to give the rules out for the competition. Like, just in general, getting rid of this solves a lot of problems, both like strategically and just show-wise. All right. Remove dumbass final 8 twist. This is a trope in Big Brother now. It's not always exactly at the final 8, but it's like the final 10, 9, 8, 7, that kind of spot. It's either the split house, it's janky week, it's comic week. These twists are ass. They're never good. Split house has some potential if you do it earlier, in my opinion. But in general, with 8 people, when you throw in all these twists, it makes it extremely difficult for players to maneuver. When there's 2 vetoes and an HOH, and that HOH is invisible, it makes it so, if you're a player, you could just kind of get fucked and be evicted. It's kind of what happened to me. Obviously, there was a ton of mistakes outside of that. But, like, you just do the math. You have an HOH, they nominate 2 people, there's 2 vetoes, then 2 people can come off the block, and then you're forced into nominating 2 of 3 people. I'm okay with having, like, game-breaking, format-shifting twists, provided that there's enough players, or at least players have the ability to maneuver around those twists. If you're in the final 14, and there's an invisible HOH and they're targeting you, I fear that's on you. Like, you could maneuver, you could always get screwed, for sure, but you could figure it out. At the final 8, it's kind of tough. Like sometimes you just don't have options. Like, Jag could have put up me, or he could have targeted Felicia. Or, like, Bowie Jane, I guess. That was never going to happen. If you do the big twists, like these, that, like, really change the dynamics of the game, do them early. So players have more of an ability to maneuver. At the final 8, 7, 6, that's when I just want a double eviction. Let players plan for it a little bit. And also, the twists they make are kind of stupid. Like, Janky Week was a fun concept, and they loved it on the show. Just look at, they're singing it on the stage at the end. It was extremely painful to watch. It was so boring. No one could talk. The audio was terrible. And it meaningfully didn't change the game at all. So, like, that, just get rid of that. Throw it earlier. And then remove audience votes, especially fake ones. I'm not saying it's rigged. It's not rigged. But obviously, they edit the show, and the votes are determined by how the show's edited. So that's how that works out. Last year, it was so goofy. Where, like, obviously Tucker was the instigator. Everyone knew Tucker was the instigator. And it just flopped, and then we had to vote on how much money to give Tucker, which was, like, a weird vote, because obviously we're just going to give him all the money. Why not? When I say fake ones, I actually don't mean, like, production's going to manipulate the vote by editing certain people certain ways. I just mean, like, the AI instigator, basically. Like, make us vote on stuff that matters. The stupid votes that don't matter, like, they just indicate to the players who is liked and who isn't, and I hate that. I hate Quinn knowing he's hated by the audience, even though he never really was. I just think that's an element in the game that doesn't help. And then fuck have-nots. I don't think it serves anything. It makes the show worse. It's a miserable thing to experience in the show. I don't think it's worth it. If you want to make some sort of format where, like, people have to pick have-nots to make enemies, I guess. But in reality, the way that works is just, like, people volunteer or go in order. Like, that's always how it's going to work out. Would you want any known reality stars in the BB27 cast? No, not at all. I don't want any returning players of any sort. I don't think it's a good idea. I do think it would be funny, like, in the same way, theoretically, The Amazing Race is doing a Big Brother season, if Big Brother just did, like, an other show season. People from Survivor, people from The Challenge, people from The Amazing Race, whatever. Just because the nature of Big Brother with the live feeds, you'd actually get insight into how people play and how they actually are. I think that'd be cool. Only if they have the have or have not competition. Bullshit. I hate it. I hate that idea. Just because, like, it just takes up screen time with shit that doesn't matter. But, is it better than some twist comps? Yeah. Did Celebrity Big Brother have have-nots? I'm not sure. Probably. Betty would be pretty cool. BB is a harder game than most people realize just because of how long the game is. It's, I think, probably the most, like, emotionally draining. But there's a lot of shows that are very physically draining. So, Allison's version, the AI arena is going to go as late as they possibly can. So it'll be the same as last season, I would guess. They love secret powers because it's, like, twist comps, and you get to have confessionals and pretend to the audience like things are blindsides even though they're not. And then BB26 involvement. I just think we're going to have a lot of Tucker and, like, Chelsea and maybe a Quinn and maybe a MJ, maybe a Angela. Like, I just feel like we're going to have a lot of that on the show, whether it's through interviews or hosting or things like that. I think they're trying to ride this momentum pretty hard. Okay, let's talk about the actual show. I did show and feeds. My biggest note is less diary rooms. DRs just fucking crush the pacing of the show, and a lot of the inauthenticity complaints about the show come down to DRs. It's not always on the players. A lot of times it's how you're propositioned, or it's late at night and they just need this thing, and you're just like, fuck it, I want to get out of here. Because less DRs just show us more unedited conversations, Love Island style, where, like, we get to see the conversation and then see what people think about that conversation, as opposed to someone giving the play-by-play of the conversation as we're watching the conversation. It makes it really choppy and kind of unbearable to watch. And, like, it should be easier on the editors. I know it's going to be harder to, like, shape a narrative, or to build a narrative in general, because, people ramble, and in normal conversation, they might not give, like, the the big talking points that they want to get across. But DRs are just brutal. There's too many of them. In the 30 minutes of explaining the comps, I care less about that. It's just annoying, but whatever. I agree. HOH comps on feeds. If we're going to have the AI arena take up Thursdays, that's going to be the Thursday live competitions, throw these other comps on the feeds. Like, there's no reason a knockout comp should be off feeds. There's no reason Snot a Winner or like Plinko or whatever crapshoot they develop should be off feeds. There's no reason endurance comps should be off feeds. There's no reason stacking comps should be off feeds. Because during the pressure cooker, during the wall, these comps that actually are on the live feeds, sometimes the producers, they speak up on the PA. And it's like, oh, you can't have that on the feeds. But all the time during those comps, they cut the feeds for a second. The person's like, hey, Jag, you're not allowed to do that. And then they turn the feeds back on. That's fine. Just do that. So that's my compromise. Like, if you're not going to get live HOHs on Thursdays, which, you know, I always am an advocate for, give us them on the feeds. So fun to watch live HOHs. So fun. Because it's so important. Like, that is the pivotal 20-minute period of each Big Brother week. Who wins HOH? So I want those on the feeds. I understand it's a lot to ask, I guess. It doesn't feel like it's a lot to ask. But if we're doing the AI arena, that's what I want. Show favoritism towards all players. I saw a lot of anti-Tucker people being pissed. Oh my god, they're showing so much favoritism towards Tucker. This is bullshit. I get that. But I hope you understand, like, the solution is to give these kinds of accommodations to everybody, not to take them away from Tucker who needs them. Like the earmuffs or the earplugs. Everyone should have access to earplugs. Everyone should have access to melatonin. I understand if you want to restrict them at certain points. You don't want people sleeping all day. But at night, there's no reason to not give people melatonin. There's no reason to not give people sleep masks that you could say only you can use at night. Earplugs, same thing. That's all I ask. Like, just if you, like, people are mad if you show favoritism towards one person and not the rest. Just treat everyone better, and no one's going to complain about this one person getting better treatment. I'll move my cam for a bit. No commercial breaks during double evictions. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Like, you know, like the second after an HOH comp or a veto comp where they show like 5 seconds, then cut. I don't care if the first 30 minutes of the episode is just ads. Don't make us miss the most important part of the episode. Like, that's what's so tense, is watching those conversations immediately after the comp. AI Arena was a little bit awkward where they would try to get people to strategize when they wouldn't. But it's all right. You know, they didn't cut as much for AI Arenas. But for double evictions especially, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Just, you know, let us watch it. That's what we're all here to see. And then this is, I think, the biggest point of the entire presentation. Big Brother is an ensemble show. It's an ensemble cast. And when you start to lose sight of that, the show falls apart because you don't care about certain people winning comps or certain people being evicted. If you're a big, avid live feed watcher, you're invested in everybody. Do you know how much discussion there was about Mimi during Big Brother 25 on Reddit, on Twitter, during these podcasts? There's so much because you're watching the feeds and every puzzle piece is super important. On the show, because she didn't have like an obvious role or wasn't winning competitions, she just wasn't there. Which is like, okay, I get she might not be like Felicia in terms of like the big personality, but people would care a lot more about Mimi's eviction if Mimi was given a couple more segments. I'm not saying, like, and again, a lot of this comes down to just give me more character segments and less strategy segments, which may sound weird because, like, people always, you know, I'm the strategy guy. But, like, just give me more personality from each house guest. Let Mimi have a segment. Let T-Core have a segment. It makes you care more. That's what the show's all about. It's watching a double eviction, watching a knockout comp, and knowing every single person on this cast matters. And I think that's something that Big Brother 25 did really poorly, where Matt and Bowie were simply not on the show. And I understand why they were not on the show, but by the time it gets towards the end of the game, no one gives a shit because they weren't characters. They just weren't. Same with Mimi. So, ensemble cast. Give people confessionals. You can't have it be the Tucker show. You can't have it be the Chelsea show. You can't have it be the Cory show. You can't have it be the Jag or Cameron or Suri show. Just spread the love a little bit more. Grodner's version, I think we're entering the big move era of Big Brother. Survivor went through this around season 31, 33, 34, that kind of thing. I think we're in the big move era of Big Brother with a lot of Tucker's antics, and I think everyone's going to try to make big splashes and use the vetoes and last-minute decisions and big speeches. I think that's where we're headed, which we'll see. I think it's probably for the worse in general. But I think the show is going to be like, look what Tucker did. That's what we want you guys to do. So I think we're entering the big moves era. We'll see how it goes. I think there'll be some fun moments, then there's going to be some tacky, inauthentic moments, and we'll just see. One competition per episode. It's a staple. It's just easier for production and editors when you have a big competition taking up a block of the episode, and then you're going to have discussion about the competition result, before and after, and confessionals about the whole thing, and the costumes, and the antics. They hate having episodes without comps, so that's partially why they love the AI Arena. It's not just exciting Thursday night episodes, it's being able to push HOHs onto Sunday nights. So they have HOH on Sunday, Veto on Wednesday, AI Arena on Thursday. Big moves can be good for drama, 100%, as long as they feel authentic and make sense. Even if they don't make sense, that's fine, as long as it feels like someone's actually trying to do something, not just create good TV. More goofy than ever before. I firmly believe this. With the way they embraced the dogs at the crib, the way they did Janky Week and the song and the charcuterie, and I'll combine these 2 bullet points. They love bits nowadays. They get like their 3 or 4 segments that they enjoy, and they beat them into the ground. The farts and the stuff. It's all going to be there. It's all going to be there. I think there's going to be more of it, which people don't like, but it's a family show. It's going to happen. So I'm expecting a lot more songs and costumes and silliness and props and things like that. One positive, by the way, I also think the social media team at Big Brother has gotten a lot better. Like, it feels like they're more in tune with the audience. Whether that actually translates to higher levels of production, I don't know. It certainly seemed to translate to Julie, which I think is really good. So I think that's going to be good. I think we're going to have like a more locked-in social media people like they did in 26, and a more locked-in Julie, hopefully. So I think that's all good. Okay. Competitions. I have a lot to say about competitions. Let's do it. Okay. This first one is a bit of a radical change. I want the veto comp pushed back a day. Now, there's some problems that might arise with this, but let's talk about the positives first. If you move the veto comp back a day, you're going to inevitably get way more scheming and strategizing. It just will happen. Because before the veto is played, there's a lot to discuss about, the draw for the veto. How are we going to do house guest choice? What if this person wins the veto? What if that person wins the veto? Most weeks of Big Brother, once the veto is over, once the veto is won, you could almost guess like 90-ish%, 95% what's going to happen during the week. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes things shift. The AI Arena puts a little bit of, what's the word? Ambiguity in the air. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. But you do know what's going to happen leading up to Thursday. Like, Thursday might surprise you, but you kind of know how things will stand before then. So we push the veto comp back a day. That gives more time for people to strategize. I would also move noms back a day. So have noms be... I want a full day where the HOH can talk to people and formulate plans for nominations. Now, they would never do that because they need a Sunday episode, and they want to have that shit ahead of time. But I would move noms back a day because I think that's my favorite thing to watch on feeds is the Friday morning nominations talks. I really enjoy that. Do you know when the veto started being held on Friday? It's on Saturday. Yeah. But I'm not sure. So I'd move it to Sunday. The veto meeting, you could move to Monday or Tuesday. I don't care. They do it on Monday now. It's fine. You can make it Tuesday if you want. It's good for me. The reason they won't do this is because they want to get everything done in the first like 2 days so they can spend the rest of the week editing the comps and stuff and like breaking down the backyard and everything. But I think this would really, really, really help feeds quite a bit. A lot of these run your BB26 wish list. They're going to be on my BB28 wish list, I'm sure. Okay. HOH can't play veto, we talked about. Harder puzzles. Might seem very specific, but it's important. Harder puzzles, harder logic things, harder word scrambles, harder comics, harder everything. Because the simpler you make the mental parts of comps, the less those mental segments matter. Then it becomes a foot race. If you're trying to do 2 plus 2 100 times, it's not about who's better at math, it's about who's quicker at writing and running over to the different whiteboards. So, for example, the AI Arena has a lot of very easy puzzles. Get rid of the easy puzzles, make them harder. Or remove the physical elements entirely. You can go one of two ways. Easy puzzle that people can do, without, physicality mattering, or make puzzles harder. I am inclined to make puzzles harder because it's fun to watch people like do shit that's physical and run around. Like, that's fine. I get it's a TV show. It's not fun to watch people sit down and do a crossword. But I do think, there's a better balance to strike there. It's kind of like Survivor, where like they have this extremely physical gauntlet of things you have to do, and then it ends up with like this 13-letter anagram that takes like 2 hours. Usually I think it's silly because it's like, why'd I even fucking watch the physical stuff? But I think in Big Brother, it would just make comps more equitable. That word scramble AI Arena was, though. There was a lot of them that were bad. Also, I'm down for more carnival games. Okay, fuck the classics. I think Big Brother has outlived The Wall. I think The Wall has overstayed its welcome. I don't care for The Wall. They ruined The Wall. The Wall it should not exist. I'm more excited for the average HOH comp than I am for The Wall. It doesn't work anymore. Look at the last couple winners. It's Tucker, Jared. Even before that was Taylor and like Joseph and then like Derek X. Like, Taylor's like the only person who is not like in that hulking dude archetype who's done well. Or won. And Quinn did all right, I suppose. So fuck The Wall. That's mostly what I mean. Also, I'm okay with saying fuck comics. I'm over it. I think comics is one of the most inequitable comps that they still do. And I don't think the creativity of the comics warrants the comp. Like, I think they're kind of creatively bankrupt on the comics. Zings, I think they do a little bit better. I look forward to Zingbot more, and also Zingbot could be any kind of competition. I'm done. I'm over comics. And you could still, like, do comics without it being that zip line. Like, you could make if you want to make the comics and have, like, the confessionals and do all that goofy stuff, it's fine. Just make the comp better. The comp, we've seen it too many times, and God, they're boring. The 1x1x1 comps, it pisses me off. And the comic's probably the biggest example of, like, oh my God, it takes 30 minutes for the comp to start and end. OTEV, I kind of like OTEV, but again, it's just the same boat as comics. Like, it's pretty inequitable, and it's let's do some new stuff. Let's create some new classics. That's all. I think they were heading in the right direction in BB26. I don't think it was perfect, but I think in general they were fixing comps. Fix the final 3 HOH. Yeah. A couple things. I have 2 major notes. First of all, you can't have part 1 and 2 be physical. You just can't. It locks a lot of players out of part 3, and it greatly, greatly simplifies the final 3 dynamics. The big wheel maze they did for reindeer games in BB9. Yeah, like, I'm down to bring comps back. It doesn't all have to be new ideas. Like, that one's fun. It's just, some of these are just every single season. So you can't have the first 2 things be physical to have that third one be mental. Just because you could win part 3 doesn't matter if you're not even competitive in parts 1 or 2. I like having an endurance comp for part 1. I think that endurance comp should be, please, just make it the pressure cooker. Like that should be the staple. Part 1 should be the pressure cooker. Or, like, the key on the box. Keep your hand on the key. That's what part 1 should be. Classic Survivor. how much do you want it? It's the one, and like this would be a good idea because it's not like they have shit to do at the final three in terms of strategizing or segments or feeds. Like you'll be more entertained as a viewer and as production by just throwing them in a long endurance comp. So that's my pitch for part one. Part two, just make it less physical is all I ask. I like the idea of like the big puzzle. Just make it less physical. And then part three, I want it to be a crapshoot. I like the old school, like what did the juror say as a, response to this question. True, false. I like that a lot more than trivia. I think final three being a crapshoot is super thematic and good for Big Brother. It makes people have to prepare to lose part three, not just assume you're going to beat the other person. So, again, my 3 notes. Part 1, make it how much do you want it. Part 2, make it less physical. Part 3, make it more luck-based. Big picture, make it possible for someone like Suri or Felicia to even get to part 3, or Angela. They would have no chance with how the comps are constructed right now. And it makes it very easy to bring these people towards the end. Okay, knockout comps are just so fun. Do more of them. They don't all have to be quizzes. You could do the carnival game knockout comps they used to do. Like, those are fun too. Knockout comps, fire. Specifically for HOHs. For vetoes, they're a bit lamer. And there's ways to design knockout comps that aren't like a death sentence for the minority. There's a lot of ways. And finally, more crapshoots. You know me, I love crapshoots. Big Brother, the health of the game hinges on everyone being able to win HOH. And when that's not the case, the strategy simplifies drastically. Allison's version, quick endurance comps. They're endurance comps, but they're quicker because they're easier to manage and everything. So I'm expecting more of those. They're going to try to shake people off the wall even faster and do things like that. Big, easily visible puzzle pieces. They care more about the aesthetic of puzzles and comps than the fairness of them, which I understand. They're making a TV show. But, there's no reason why Tucker should have an advantage in picking up puzzle pieces. Or Cam, for example, or Matt Hardiman. You know what I mean? Themed comps based on the season. I think they did a really good job of that in BB26. I think the AI theme, having like a Ainsley and the storyline, the whole thing was kind of fun. And I think we're gonna, whatever the theme is for the next season, is going to have like a pretty heavy, the comps are going to be based on those themes. They did that in BB25, looser because the theme is super weird. 26 was very direct. 24, they didn't do it as much. So I think we're going to have like a plot and theme and all that, which I'm fine with. The classics, we're going to see these, especially comics and OTEV, and Zingbot, it just takes up time and it's easy for them. And then hosts, I expect to have BB26 hosts specifically. I'm sure we could have Taylor in there, maybe Jag. I expect to have hosts. COVID is obviously, less top of mind for everyone at this point. And it feels like production has never had more of a back and forth with certain cast members. You know what I mean? Hot take, I don't hate the guest host. I think it's fine. I don't mind it at all, really. I think it's awkward sometimes when they have, the guest host come in and no one even knows who they are. Because, no one's fans. So I do expect to have hosts this season. Again, don't have any information, but that's my theory. Overall, big picture. There's going to be a bit of repetition here, but that's okay. Spread out the screen time so we care more about each eviction. It's the most important note on this entire presentation. Spread out the screen time so when T-Core is being blindsided, I give a shit. Because on the feeds, T-Core was a very big presence. In the game, she was a big presence. On the show, she wasn't, so I didn't care about Leah's move to evict her. Get rid of the fake episodes. It feels like there's more and more of these every season. Just like these recap episodes or these talk show episodes or announcing the AI instigator episodes. You just get rid of them. There's enough content to show. If you want to do anything for these extra episodes where you have extra screen time, make it like After Sun, or not After Sun, like a clip show of clips that were not featured on the show before, like the lost segments. I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's enjoyable to watch. You get to see some new confessionals. Basically, like the clips thing they have at the end of each season. I prefer that to the other stuff they do. The cut for time episodes, I think that'd be fun. It's the 25th year it's on. It'll be classic season to host our classic BB players. I think one thing we learned about Big Brother is they don't give a fuck about numbers. Big Brother 20, 25, 15, 10. They don't give a shit. Like, when they do an all-star season, in my opinion, is based on, like, when their casting cycle sucks. When they're like, I don't think we could put together a good cast right now, and or extenuating circumstances like COVID. Like, I really have no idea about the politics of the Big Brother Amazing Race season, but my read is, like, maybe they didn't have, like, a great cast. And then they kind of panicked and were like, okay, let's try to jumpstart this cast a little bit. But 25th anniversary would be the first time they'd think to maybe do something. I actually feel very strongly they wouldn't do something about that, Katie, because it'd be confusing for the viewers. It's like, what do you mean this is the 25th anniversary when we're on season 27? Like, I think that would be a tough, like, thing to get over mentally. Thanks, Nathan. Pals want to welcome the Lakers to Cancun. I did see your DM. Fuck you. You thought I would respond to that shit? No way. Okay. No cliffhangers. Stop doing these, like, veto ceremony cliffhangers. They piss me off. There's no reason for it. Like, cliffhangers are lame when you could just look up the answer. And I understand, like, a lot of casual viewers don't, but I just think cliffhangers are stupid. Stop the religion on the episodes. It's a small note, but it's kind of unsettling, to be honest. BB26, it was a lot of it, and it was weird. It was weird. Amen. Exactly. Hallelujah. I don't think it's a acceptable thing to do. I think it's weird to me. Slightly darker tone. I don't want to make Big Brother edgy again. I don't want to bring back real villains. None of that shit. But I think the show needs to take itself a little bit more seriously. Just a little bit. Like, why would the viewers, or the players for that matter, take the show seriously when the show doesn't take itself seriously? And it's all a big joke. It's always going to be lighthearted. It's always going to be a fun summer show. Let's walk that line a little bit better. Where right now it just feels like Nickelodeon. But you wanted more goofy comps? I think I said the opposite of that. I expect more goofy comps from Grodner. Like, I think they viewed, like, Janky Week as a huge success, and, you know, all the costumes they love, but... And then more uncut conversations. Again, the show they should copy is Love Island. The way Love Island does its episodes with much, like, less editing, frankly, and a lot raw, I think would make for a raw XD. It would make for a much better TV product. Do you mean Julie stuff for the contestants? Julie. I don't care. Like, if people are super religious and they go on the show and they bond over religion, more power to them. First of all, strategically, it's smart, and if it's a huge part of your identity, you know, go for it. There's nothing inherently wrong with a religion. It's just on the show. It's like separation of church and state, like separation of show and feeds. Like, I don't think it should be in eviction episodes during, like, votes. I think it's weird. Again, people are free to say whatever they want when they're voting. I just think it's weird when Julie, like, inserts herself. What is Allison's version? Yeah, I think this is what we're in for. Which I think BB26 is pretty good. I didn't connect with the season the same way, and I think when people say it's like a top 5 season, that's where I really disagree. But I think this is most likely what we're gonna get, which could be worse, but it's not for me. All right, let's do 5 minutes of questions, then dive into the genius. Any questions? If not, that's fine. I feel like I covered all of it. It was an expertly done presentation. Thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Can we be real? Anyone thinking the gorilla stands a chance is insane. I think it's a top 10 season, but Chelsea's a top 3 winner. I don't think she's top 3. I think top 5 feels right to me. Again, like, my perspective on Chelsea is, like, I think her game is more flawed than people want to admit, but, like, so is every dominant winner's. Like, Andy's game is more flawed than people want to admit. Derek's game is more flawed. Dan's game is more flawed. Like, we just don't remember them because they were so long ago. Chelsea's are really top of mind, so I think in a weird way she's, like, overrated and underrated. But she's a really good winner. Here's how I measure a good winner. Like, how much control did you hold over the cast? And how, like, certain was your win? And Chelsea, I think, had one of the most certain wins we've had in years. Like, someone has to explain to me how Chelsea gets evicted in the second half of the game. From, like, final 10 or 11 on, it's almost... Like, once she makes it past that Tucker HOH, what could have happened? Should secret advantages be forced to be kept secret or a penalty if it gets out? I don't think they should be secret advantages. I think it's too messy. People always just tell other people, and any penalty is just lame to watch. I think in a weird way, Chelsea's game is, like, almost more dominant than Derek, even though she had way less control. Derek could have been a victim of competitions at some points. Like, Frankie goes on a run, Derek's kind of in trouble. Frankie might just take Derek to the end anyway, so maybe Derek's probably still, better. Leah noms T-Core and Chelsea during Janky Week. Yeah, that's the one spot. I don't think she gets evicted there, to be honest. Who wins the vetoes? It's Leah and Angela, so they could keep things the same, and then the votes... Chemo and Rubina probably keep T-Core, and then Chelsea and Cam keep. And it all comes down to who convinces Leah and Angela. Here's the thing. Do you guys really think if Chelsea and T-Core are on the block that T-Core is going to out-campaign Chelsea to Leah? Like, it's a whole different world where Leah's willing to nominate Chelsea because part of what made Chelsea good was not doing that. Angela was anti-Chelsea, I guess, but... I think Chelsea figures that out over T-Core, to be honest. So, like, I don't think it's fair to hold that against Chelsea. Like, oh, if Leah only did this. Like, first of all, she didn't do it because of Chelsea's work. And second, even if she did, knowing what we know about both these players, you have to assume Chelsea would have a good shot of staying. Any last things about it? I saw a secret advantages question. Angela wins tiebreaker during the double. Nah, Chelsea has no shot at going home during the double. Chemo takes Rubina off with the veto in. All right, now we're in fucking fan fiction, huh? No, she doesn't even go home. Chemo and Rubina keep her. Chemo and Rubina would keep her against Cam or MJ, I think. No? I'm pretty sure. Not against Cam. I think she stays, to be honest. I think she would stay, which is crazy. But even so, like, I think it's fine. I'll do one more question, then we'll get to the next thing. That whole week they talked about getting her out. I watched a lot of live feeds of Big Brother 26. There was not that many conversations about evicting anybody, especially from those two. It was more of like, oh, we'll figure it out when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Look, I don't doubt, like, you guys, I'm not going to pretend like I have a photographic memory about what happened, but I just don't think, I know that trio with T-Core, Chemo, Rubina. I legitimately think if it was their choice, they're taking, like, Chelsea to the Final Four. And I understand, like, everyone goes through waves of, like, oh, we know Chelsea's a big threat. Like, Cam and MJ had those conversations, too. Yeah, we got to get rid of Chelsea at some point. It's easier said than done. Any plans to be on live feed updates again? Probably. I don't think they've, gotten there yet. Skeezy Situations return. Could be soon. I don't know. I think if I do a Google form, I'm gonna have to like involve a mod so I could have them screen the questions. Honest opinions on key wheel return. No, I think it's dumb. I don't think they should do it. I don't think they should do it. I think it's fine. I think the strategy of it is overrated. Like, placing the order, I think, is fucking stupid, and it just takes up extra time in the episodes. So I think it's better now. Roblox for mod again. We'll do Roblox pretty soon, just to, you know, nostalgia. My top winner of all time in terms of, like, single winning game, probably it's one of Andy, Derek, or Dan. Probably Dan BB10. I think is the not the cleanest, but like it's my favorite kind of winning game. So I'm a little biased towards it, and I think Derek's lack of adversity makes it just a little bit tougher to analyze. And Andy's is pretty impressive, but there's the messiness of BB15. Low key, I'm a big advocate of Cody's in BB22. I think it's a very underrated game. All right. Oh, one more thing. Should picking the veto players go to a wheel instead of the bag so there's no conspiracies? Deadass, the dumbest conspiracies from the Big Brother audience. That's so unrigged. The one thing they should do is make there be less house guest choices. It's just kind of lame. They pop up too often. It's like, yeah, Dr. Will BB2. It's like, I don't know. It's a whole different game, whole different conversation. But it was definitely impressive for the time. The BB10, yeah, you could do a wheel. It's fine. I don't mind, but I think the bag's fine. The veto chips. Also, I have a veto chip, which is kind of cool. All right, you guys ready to do the genius? It's the final three: Jinho, Kyungran, Sangmin. Let's do it. I think Dan should have won BB14. Yeah.
또 지니어스는 한 회전에 한 명씩 탈락해 마지막에 살아남은 플레이어가 최종 우승자가 됩니다. 메인 매치를 통해 우승자와 탈락 후보가 결정되고 메인 매치 우승자에게는 생명의 징표가 주어져 데스 매치에서 면제됩니다.
I promise you for Big Brother All Stars 3 there's going to be a lot more pre-gaming than All Stars 2.
플레이어를 제외한 참가자들 중 한 명을 지목해서 1대1 게임인 데스 매치를 진행하게 됩니다. 데스 매치에서 패배한 플레이어가 최종 탈락자가 되는
This should be better, right? It should be better, hopefully. I can make it a little quieter too.
마지막 우승자가 획득한 가넷이 최종 상금이 될 것입니다. 플레이어들이 보유한 가넷 개수는 명찰의 오른쪽에 표기되어 있습니다. 10명의 강자들이 탈락의 고배를 마시고 이제 최후의 3인만이 남았습니다. 오늘의 탈락자는 누가 될까요?
They're changing the UK to once a week, is that right? Is that a thing? Oh, what a crazy fit this is. Insane hat. Exit interviews Monday, yeah. That was the Amazing Race pregame. Everyone talks. Everyone just knows each other. I didn't have much actual pre-gaming, but people, I'm sure if you're in LA, there was a bit more of it. How many eps are left? It's just, of this season, there's only 2. For the Genius Game UK, I think it's only 8 episodes total, which doesn't make that much sense to me, because they have to, like, get rid of a lot of people, so we'll see. I have the screeners for a lot of the episodes, but I'm only watching them, like, right before the podcast. I'm not, like, spoiled at all. Shout out Sung Yu. Oh, Jinho looks kind of good, no? He looks cute. You got a podcast? Yeah, the We Know the Genius on Rob is a podcast. WeKnowTheGenius.com, you'll find it.
근데 오는 게 사실 어떻게 보면 결승 같은 준결승이죠. 연합도 있을 수가 없고.
또 모르죠? 지금 상황에서 연합 자체를 할 수가 없는 거야 우리는.
그런가요? 나머지 2, 3등이 데스매치를 해야 되니까.
아 그러네.
그렇지. 진검승부.
I'm sure Jin is happy about that. He's like, oh my god, no alliances?
전 매주 촬영을 하면서 몰랐던 사실을 방송을 보면서
How can you watch the
딱 한
Genius
가지
UK in the US?
상민 형님이 날 정말
My
떨어뜨리려고
easiest
하는구나.
recommendation
왜
is
저한테
use a
그렇게
VPN
줘가지고
and then go on ITV's website. You could just stream it. Or you could go through more illicit means. You can kind of just figure it out. Like go on Reddit. You can probably find links. The RHAP Patreon has a lot of resources for links.
서로간에 있어서
홍진호 씨는 매주
But I think Reddit's the most reliable source.
내가 홍진호 씨를 그렇게 떨어뜨리려고 했는지 몰랐다 뭐 이런 얘기.
저는 상민 형님하고 한 번쯤은 꼭 같이 해보고 싶어가지고 노력을 했었던 게
언제 노력했어요?
매번 그랬어요. 아 형님은 아실 거예요. 아시잖아요.
사실은 이상민 씨가 지난번에 이제 홍진호 씨가 딱 이겼을 때 그 묘한 기류를 나는 감지했어요.
제가 처음에 유리했잖아요. 유리하다가 제가 첫째 줄 꼭대기 거기 가 있을 때였나요? 그때 선규가 순간 그걸 잡으면서 역전의 발판을 딱 마련했어요. 그
Alright, let's see.
순간
What's his
저는
advantage?
촬영했는데 철렁한 순간 들려오는 외마디. 와. 이게 저한테까지 들려가지고
funny.
지고 싶지 않다 진짜.
다시 한번 느낀 건 뭐냐면 정말 정신력 하나는 대단한 사람이라는 걸
멘탈이
느꼈어.
진짜
Alright, there you go, Mountain Doofus. Thank you for the investigative reporting, investigative journalism.
가야 될 것 같은데? 그럼 내가 주먹 내야지. 이런 싸움이기 때문에 저는 그런 싸움을 항상 억울해 하기 때문에 자신 있었어요. 그런 게임. 그런데도 너무 치열해가지고 정말 힘들었던 것 같아요.
저번 주 사실은 김성규와 경란 씨를 살리면서 홍진호
Oh, we know.
씨를 는 게 나의 목적이었어.
뭐 저는 이제 뭐 익숙해요.
지금까지 이상민이 살아남을 수 있었던 이유 4가지 중에 2가지가 뭐냐? 김성규와 김경란 씨.
아 저도 있나요?
김경란 씨가 어떤 성격의 소유자냐면
무섭죠.
What do you mean scary?
김경란
Mommy?
씨만은 굳이 내가 큰
Why
소리를
did-
치지 않아도
Why'd they put
김경란 씨를
mommy
통해서
there?
다른 사람의 해답을 분명히 가져올 수 있는 사람이야.
나 대단한 사람이구나.
잘못된 게 있으면 사실 우리는 수글수글 넘어갈 수 있는데 김경란
그렇죠.
씨는 항상 그럴 때마다 어떻게 이럴 수 있어 막 그랬거든. 근데 난 그 점을 높이 사서 김경란 씨가 항상 그런 소리를 지르게 만들었지.
아니 그 분위기.
Why is Sangmin doing his final two jury speech right now?
경란 씨 죄송해요.
나 원래 그런 사람 진짜 아닌데.
상민.
상민 형님은 저 사람한테 정말 도움 받아야 내가 정말 최고의 도움을 받을 수 있겠다. 이런 캐치를 굉장히 잘하시는 것 같아요.
그러니까 게임을 빨리 파악하기보다 저 사람의 강점을 빨리 파악해서 그 사람의 강점을 나에게 흡수시켜.
그게 마저 떨어져서 저는 매주 즐겼어요 사실은 게임을.
홍진호 씨가 이제 살아남은 순간 이분은
His final three
혼자
brunch, basically.
내면으로 아마 전쟁을 선포했을 거예요. 이제 즐기면서 하는 플레이는 여기까지구나. 지금부터는 진짜 싸움.
Oh, fuck. A real battle?
힘들게 만드네. 만약에 저번 주에 홍진호 씨가 떨어졌으면 난 참 편안하게 즐기면서
그러고 이번에 나 떨어뜨리고.
아니야.
그다음에 이제 결승전에 성규랑 가서
그동안에 이제
성규랑
자신의
상대를 나눠.
딱 끌고 가다가
어.
한 명씩 자르는 거죠.
나는 내가 그렇게 이용당했었구나.
어떻게 보면은 꼭두각 씨였어요.
진짜.
경란 씨 꼭두각 씨, 성규 꼭두각 씨 뒤에서 다
배우 조종자 나.
Sangmin really was not behind anything, by the way. He was behind some stuff, but most of it, to be honest, was Sung Yu in the past few weeks. It was Sung Yu running things and Sangmin trying to make things work.
난 얘기할 거예요.
그랬어요. 얘기도
난 얘기할 거예요.
해도 되죠.
그래 혼자 있지 말자. 나 지난주에 혼자 있으니까 너무 싫더라고요.
얘기도 나누면서 뭐 중요 정보도
네.
This is a funny episode. It's a cool game.
진짜.
필요할 것 같아요. 근데 저는 좀.
어휴.
깜짝이야.
안녕하세요.
안녕하십니까.
안녕하십니까.
지니어스 게임 11회전을 시작하겠습니다. 게스트 10분은 홀로 나와주십시오.
10 guests.
게스트 열분?
야 이거 머리 아픈데 이거.
뭐야 이거?
아 나 진짜 왜 그래? 아이.
Is that just a JPEG of that man on the TV? No, it's David Tennant before his big break. Or I'm sad about the Warriors. You'll be fine. We got tomorrow. I am rooting for the Rockets because I'm a hater, but how did the Nuggets Clippers end? Did it ever get close? Got wrecked. Oh, it's tough.
안녕하세요.
Classic
순서
Clippers
게임을
behavior.
통해 성규 씨가 탈락하고 이제 세 분의 플레이어가 살아남았습니다. 게임을 시작하기 앞서 플레이어들의 가능 개수를 발표해드리겠습니다. 홍진호 씨 29간에, 이상민 씨 13간에, 김경란 씨가 10단에서 보유하고 있습니다.
Paul, Ben, and Sean have been in the comments of your recaps.
메인 매치를 시작하겠습니다.
The fuck is Sean?
11회전 메인 매치는 여기 계신
Scott probably is what you mean.
10명의 게스트가 함께합니다.
I've seen Scott.
본격적으로 게임을 시작하기 전에 플레이어분들은 이분들과 1시간 동안 자유롭게
Nashville in June. Do you like the city? Love it.
게임 방식은 1시간 후에
Especially
공개될
if you
것입니다.
drive, it's super doable.
모르겠다 정말.
하지만 이 10명의 게스트에 대한 정보를 많이 얻을수록 게임을 유리하게 풀어나갈 수 있을 것입니다. 지금부터 60분의 시간을 드리겠습니다. 모두 자유롭게
So
행동해
you have
주십시오.
1 hour to learn stuff about the guests.
제가 자신 있거든요. 그래서 좀 마음을 놓고 해도 될 만한 게임일 것 같아요.
지금 약간 좀 머릿속에 좀 혼란이 오는 것 같고요. 집중 좀 해야 될 것 같아요. 집중하려고 초콜릿도 갖고 왔거든요. 초콜릿 몰래 먹으려고.
진짜 정보를 제일 많이 수집하는 사람이 1등이지 않을까? 인터뷰 이제 그만해도 돼요?
Kind of, Katie. They make the games very easy because everyone's drinking, but we were dead sober.
게임을 듣지도 않고 야 김경란 씨의 메모지와 펜.
이야, 준비가
이거 진짜
아니
이거.
그냥 들고 나왔을
어?
뿐이야.
야,
철저하셔. 역시.
이거.
그래서 제가 갖고 왔어요.
Chocolate makes you focus. I guess the sugar. This girl's a genius legend. The way they edit her is beyond diabolical.
야 미치겠다. 야.
아, 그냥 얘기 좀 흡습하고 하겠다. 야.
안녕하세요. 되게 예쁘세요. 더 예쁘. 아유, 뭐 어떤 일 하세요?
저는 레이스 모델.
와, 그렇구나. 민영이 걸어 나온 줄 알았어요. 특히 와 어떻게 나 그래서 아바타 같았어요. 가상현실 같은 거야. 너무 예쁘셔가지고.
김경란 씨가 아우 무서워.
근데 여기서 뭐를 파악해야 되지? 최대한 정보를 제가 파악해야 되는 건가? 그렇죠? 지금 각자 지금 본인들이 주어진 직업이 있나요?
주어진 직업이요.
그러니까 지금 직업.
아, 당연하죠. 먹고 살아야 되는데.
아, 그 직업.
An assigned job. Yeah, Jinho's Korean is kind of a mixed bag.
의사.
의사
안녕하세요. 예, 말씀 나누세요.
그 앞에 한 글자만 붙이면 돼. 수의사.
수의사. 나도 형님 너무 잘하셔가지고 가장 좀 경계다산인 거는 사실인 것 같아요.
누가 1등이 됐어요?
Now, noted, Kyung-ran and Sang-min have never been in a death match. I think Jinho's been in 3. So, we don't know how they are.
이게 뭐 해야 되는 건지는 알고 지금.
모르세요. 나 좀 몰라요. 아예.
뭐 들어가면 안 돼요?
아 들어와도 돼요.
반갑습니다.
홍준 씨 왜 아까 나 못 들어오게 했어?
아 그게 아니라 저는 뭐 단독으로 다 해야 되는 줄 알고. 아 이게 무슨 말이야? 아니죠.
아,
농담이었어요. 형님 뭐 물어봤어요?
아니 안 가르쳐 주셔.
아 무슨 말씀이세요?
아 진짜로.
정말요? 그럼 저는 이제 제가 필요한 거 물어보고 싶어요.
나이가 어떻게 되세요?
저요.
잠깐 저랑 얘기 좀 하시죠.
이럴
Does
거예요?
anyone know what this game is going to be? Any theories?
아니 그냥 얘기 좀 하자. 광고회사 다니시고 정장에 청바지를 입으셨고 검색 운동하시고 연필 오른쪽 입고 산다.
뭐 왜요?
아니 저는 그냥 지금 디테일하게 물어보는.
잠깐 보면 안 돼?
They're so petty this episode.
모르겠어. 멘붕이야 멘붕.
솔직하게 얘기해서 홍진호 씨만큼은 이길 것 같아요.
I'll be able to beat Jinho at
기본적인
least.
것만 물어보고 갈게요.
This does seem like a nightmare main match for Jinho, whatever it ends up being. It's very social.
아 미칠 것 같아.
Do you guys know your blood type? I don't know mine, and I feel like that's bad. JPR, thanks for gifting Butterspice.
너무 느려.
I appreciate it.
아 이러다 정말 뒤에 설정했어.
정보를 최대한 많이 얘기해 좀 뭐라 나 말 막 더듬어. 나 미치겠네. 그래서 좀 뭐 좀 여쭤볼게요. 네, 직업이 어떻게 되세요?
직업은 별다른 건 안 해요, 저는.
아 지금 그러면 학교는
학교는 졸업했어요.
졸업하셨어요? 뭐 전공하셨어요?
아, 맞춰주세요. 맞추시면 제가 맞다고 할게요.
Why is she trying to act like the main character?
맞추시면 맞다고 할게요.
약간 예체능 쪽이신가?
아니에요.
신방과,
아니에요.
경제, 상경.
아, 너무 많이 물어보셔야겠다.
What is wrong with this girl?
이런 게 중요한 게 아니에요.
뭘까? 중요한 게.
같은 거 키
Why should be so weird?
키는 뭐 다 민감하지 않나?
Isn't everyone sensitive at their height? Nah, it's just a you,
전
Jin, I
민감해.
think.
전
키가 어떻게
비밀이에요.
되세요?
몰라?
전알것 같아요.
How tall are you? I don't know.
욕할 뻔했어. 죄송해요. 게스트 까먹고. 아니 뭘 물어보죠? 다른 사람들 뭘 물어봤어요?
물어보고 싶은 걸 많이 물어보세요.
그래요?
네.
No, I believe you, Shay.
학교는 어디?
Can't the doctors find out pretty quickly? It's like a quick test, like a to-do.
네. 왜요, 왜요?
아, 근데 너무 자세하게 물어보시는 것 같아요.
정보를 다 알아라 그래가지고 여자친구는 있으시고요.
말씀드렸어요.
Do you have a girlfriend? I can't say. They're all being so cagey with Kyungra.
앉으세요. 네. 앉으세요. 안녕하세요. 성함이 어떻게 되세요?
박정훈이요.
박정훈 씨.
아 이거 사람 너무 많아.
아 잠시만.
괜찮아요.
아 사장님. 사장님. 아니 지금 어디 회사 운영하고 계신 거 같아요?
계약이 완료돼갖고. 여기
알았어요. 이따 봬.
I wonder if these guys were given instructions to be like difficult.
배가 아파서. 아 진짜 배가 너무 아파.
잠깐만. 아 뭐가 알 것 같기도 한데.
안녕하십니까. 지니어스 게임에 오신 것을
I
환영합니다.
get it, shit.
오늘 게임은 결승전에 진출할 2명의 플레이어를 가리는 중요한 게임이 될 것입니다.
게임에 앞서 게스트들에게 몇 가지 규칙이 공개됐습니다. 첫째, 3명 이상 모인 자리에서
If the same question is asked while there are 3 or more people, you should not answer. Interesting.
침해하는 질문에는 대답하지 않아도 된다. 셋째, 플레이어들이 요구하는 어떤 부탁도 들어줘선 안 된다.
저기요.
That's interesting.
저랑 얘기 좀
네
나누실래요?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
I like that they showed us that. Damn, Jin has got a whole party in here.
상민 오빠.
예? 왜요?
오빠 왜요 이거?
아 몰라 나 그냥 지금 일단
I don't know. I was just
왜?
그냥 누가 갑자기 상민 오빠 그래가지고 지금
나 뭐가 뭔지 하나도 모르겠네. 나 진짜 열심히 하려고 왔다니까 오늘. 근데 이게 뭐야? 세 분 다 저에게 해주고 싶은 얘기 없으세요?
해주고 싶은 얘기.
친절하면 안 되는데. 친절해도 돼요. 냉정. 난 진짜로 3명 남았잖아요. 파이널 매치 하나 남겨두고 오늘인데 저는 이 시점에 저 사람이 들어오냐?
왜요? 뭐 중요한 얘기예요? 아닌 것 같은데?
아니야.
에이,
아니 난 진짜로 오늘 마지막인 것처럼 하려고 진짜 후회 안 하고 싶어서
다들
그렇게.
그렇게.
I like Jin though. He's grown on me a lot
오늘이
this season.
마지막인 것처럼.
다
최선을
똑같은 마음
다해서.
가짐이에요 누나.
난
I think he's gotten a lot more confident in like just walking into rooms.
두 번도 마지막이었어요.
언니 화났.
아니 원래 이런 분위기세요.
아니 난 저분을
속지 마세요.
만나면 저렇게 계속 깐족깐족.
그게 아니라 사실 아니요. 사실 경란 씨가 정말 무서웠어요.
제가 아까 그 수의사님께 혈액형을 못 물어봤어요.
혈액형이요.
왜 바로 가시지?
So sexy.
So dumb. What do you mean throb? Genius.
저 들어가려고 했는데
아예.
승기 씨.
네?
승기 씨
The Survivor Amazon men. Yeah, honestly.
형이 저도 말하려고 하는데 뺏어가서요.
어떻게 그렇게 표현할 수가 있어? 내가 아니 이분이 당신 여자친구야?
아 죄송해요.
내가 당신 여자친구 뺏은 건 아니잖아 지금. 어? 잠깐 뵙죠.
제가 실례했습니다. 가시죠.
진짜
형님 먼저 말씀하시면 나오세요.
You gotta be more forceful than that, Jinho. Come on.
죄송한데 몇 살이에요?
나이는 20대.
20대 몇 살? 스물
몇 살 같이 보여요?
되게 어려 보이는데 의외로 조금 얘기하시는 거 보면 최대한 게스트분들의 많은 걸 알아야 되는 게
네네 그쵸. 정보를 많이. 근데 이렇게 정보 아시면 안 돼요. 제 생각은 많이 정보를 아셔야 돼요.
그죠?
네.
Uh-oh.
심해요.
했어요.
안 했어요. 성함이 뭐 어떻게 되시죠?
박정훈이요.
안 했어요. 저랑 하기 싫으시구나.
아니.
저도 이제 누구랑 얘기 왜
아 그냥 보는 거예요.
이런다? 다? 난 맨날
문제 있어요?
왜 보냐?
보여줘요. 좋은 것도 없는.
That fast forward makes no sense. I know what it is, but like they did not show much.
어? 진짜 오늘
보여야
나왔다고?
돼요.
그 정도밖에 안 남았어요.
정말? 성함이 어떻게 되시냐고요?
박정훈이요.
박정희 씨.
처음 물어보시는 거예요?
오!
저
나이가
They have flash forwards in the UK version. I think they do.
26 몇 년?
They have flashbacks. I don't think they've had a flash forward yet in the first 2 episodes.
무슨 일 하세요?
항공사.
고향이 어디세요?
고향 경북 상주.
경북 상주시고.
지금 옆에서 접근이
나가 빨리.
아니 알고 있는 거예요 저는 다.
근데 왜 적어요? 죽든 살든 그냥 한번 해보려고요. 뭐 저 둘을 도와주고 없어요. 아까 나한테 얘기하는 거.
아 그냥 끝나라 모르겠다. 아 끝나. 빨리 끝내 그냥.
All right, let's see what the fuck the game is.
하나.
아 진짜.
시간이 다 되었습니다. 게스트분들은 지금 즉시 모두 퇴장해 주십시오.
아 완전 멘붕.
왜?
저 완전 캐치를 하나도 못했어요.
나도 아무것도 못했어요.
뭔가 일단 분량이 많잖아요. 저는 분량 이거 하나예요. 없어.
One page is crazy.
오늘 정말 무대가 기억이 때문에 락락.
11회전 메인 매치는 5대5 게임입니다. 5대5 게임은 말 그대로 5대5 평균을 만드는 아주 간단한 게임입니다. 하지만 정확히 5대5를 만들기 위해서는 여러분의 관찰력과 분석력을 최대한 발휘해야 할 것입니다. 세 분은 조금 전 10명의 게스트들에게 얻은 정보를 바탕으로 그들의 답이 O, X로 나뉠 수 있는 명제를 제시해야 합니다. 명제의 내용에는 제한이 없으나 12글자를 넘는 명제는 제시할 수 없습니다. 예를 들어 나는 서울에 산다 라는 명제라면 7자로 가능하지만
I think this is a little hard to understand as like an English speaker, but you get the gist of it.
라는 명제라면 13자가 되어 제시가 불가능합니다. 또한 검정이 싫다.
I wonder if it has to be like full sentences. Can it be like,
아버지와 함께 산다.
I am wearing shoes,
더 이상 같은 질문은 반복해서 할 수 없습니다.
socks? Like, I'm wearing. Like, does it have to have all like the prepositions and articles? Like, did they just kind of?
OX를 선택하여 누를 것입니다. 게스트들이 OX를 결정할 땐 진실에 입각한 결정을 할 것입니다. 명제를 제시하는 플레이어 외에 다른 플레이어 2명은 어떤 명제를 말했는지 명제에 대한 결과가 어떻게 나왔는지 알 수 없습니다. 명제에 대한 결과가 5대5로 나올 경우 승점 1점을 획득합니다. 게임 결과
It's such a
5대5
simple,
명제를
cool game.
정확히 제시해 가장 많은 승점을 획득한 플레이어가 우승자가 될 것입니다. 우승자를 제외한 2명의 플레이어는 자동으로 데스매치에 진출하게 됩니다. 우승자에게는 승점당 간의 한 개를 드리겠습니다. 게임은 총 2라운드로 진행되며 1라운드에서는 3개의 명제를 제시합니다. 한 명씩 홀에 준비된 단상으로 올라가 3개의 명제를 이어서 제시하시면 됩니다. 그럼 1라운드를 시작하겠습니다. 가넷이 가장 적은 김경란 씨부터 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
All right, Kyungran, let's see it.
김경란 씨는 홀로 나와주십시오.
All right, Kyungran, let's see it.
김경란 씨는 단상으로 올라가 주십시오.
See what you cooked up.
여기 올라가라고? 여기 서면 돼요? 아,
김경란 씨의 명제 제시를 시작하겠습니다.
첫 번째 명제를 12자 내로.
내가 쓸데없는 걸 좀 많이 물어봤어. 무슨 초등학교, 무슨 중학교 뭐 이런 거 있잖아.
So is this a phonetic alphabet or is this characters? Does anyone know? I think it's a phonetic alphabet, right?
네, 다 적으셨습니까? 그럼 들어주십시오.
생일이 22 또는
It's phonetic? Okay. My birthday's on the 22nd or 28th. That's crazy.
2월생이에요. 28일? 24일.
That's a crazy coincidence.
86년생 10월.
Each character is essentially a syllable. Gotcha.
870111이요.
10월 28일.
6월 30일.
다 보니까는 22일이 장아림 씨, 고대량 씨 두 분, 그다음에 28일이 김지건 씨, 박정훈 씨, 김하나 씨 세 분입니다.
All right.
게스트분들께서는
It should be pretty open and shut.
눌러주십시오. 하나, 둘,
Well done, Kyungran.
판을 들어주십시오. 네, 게스트 분들께서는 버튼을
My
눌러주십시오.
birthday is on an even month. Okay. Going all in the birthdays.
그럼
Smart.
결과 발표하겠습니다.
What the fuck? How'd she screw this up?
박정훈, 장하름, 서보배, 김하나, 최슬기 이 5분이 확실히 짝수다리라고 얘기하셨거든요. 근데 거짓은 얘기 안 하는 거 아니었어요?
눈빛이 매우셨습니다.
진짜 되게 심장 두근두근했던.
누가 거짓말하셨나?
아, 원래 생일은 제가 짝수달이에요. 이제 생년월일 물어보셔서 주민번호 상에 있는 거 말씀드린 거고요.
What the fuck are you talking about? She asked about your birthday. This isn't about you. You're not coming back for All Stars. Boo. Dwight, I'm pissed. What the fuck is this? Didn't know they could lie? She's not lying. She's talking about her resident registration number. See, when someone asks me for my birthday, usually I tell them my birthday, not the birthday from my resident registration number.
생년월일이 어떻게 되세요?
Why are they always setting queens against each other? It's fucked up.
870112.
네. 진짜 태어난 생일은 이제 12월이야.
그러면 내가 앞으로 이 생일에 대한 전체 유출을 할 수가 없잖아요. 그게 문제예요.
네, 그럼
That pisses me off so much. Congrats on your TV time, lady. Yeah, exactly.
네,
Pissed.
다 적으셨습니까?
네.
그럼 게스트분들
Don't
고대로
some Asian countries
들어주십시오.
have 2 birthdays? I don't know about that. I know a lot. I think South Korea starts with 0, though.
김경란 씨의 4+1 전략입니다.
I'm pretty sure. Like,
5대
you
명작 찾기
turn...
어렵다면 그보다
Oh, no, you start at 1, right? You're 1, and then you turn 2 when you turn 1
이라는
in the
접속사를
US.
묶고 5대5로 만든다는 전략입니다.
네,
Cursing her out on the spot. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff cut.
들어주십시오. 하나, 둘,
I am a man or a medium.
뭐 하세요?
That's kind of cool.
어떤 일 하세요?
I think that is always the way to do this. You get like a 4 and you add an extra person.
아 진짜요? 무속인이란 직업이 확실하니까. 그래서 이제 남자가 4분이더라고요.
I will say, like, this game is very easy to break very quickly, and it gets broken. But I like the premise.
네, 1라운드 끝났습니다.
All right, 2 out of 3. It's not great, but I've seen worse.
누가 생일 본인 얘기하셨어요?
Kyungran's smiles are so
경란 씨의 명제 제시가 모두 끝났습니다.
not unsettling. Like, they don't put you at ease at all.
명제 제시를 시작하겠습니다. 이상민 씨는 홀로 나와주십시오.
Can I imagine you cursing someone out? Yeah, Dwight's actually a dick. I don't know what you think of the dude, but like, I could envision it. I've been on the receiving end of it.
질문이 똑같이 10명한테 물어본 게 없어.
I don't mind. I like the fire. I just wish he didn't talk about my religion in that way. But again, we don't have to get into it. This is an offline conversation.
한 3가지 명제를 한번 걸어봤어요.
그럼 게스트분들이 보이도록
When Taryn was
들어주십시오.
sassy that day, Clock Tower, Dwight was getting pretty heated. Yeah, that was funny. What he was talking about.
4명이
I remember that.
남동생이 있다고.
4 people told me they had a little brother.
가족 관계가 어떻게 되세요?
남동생 있어요.
이렇게 가족 관계가 어떻게 되세요?
부모님, 남동생.
어머님이랑 남동생. 가족 관계 어떻게 되세요?
남동생 한 명 있어요.
도박이었죠.
It was just a gamble. You're just hoping there was one other person. Goddamn, Segment. You're terrible.
셋. 네, 결과를 공개하겠습니다.
Segment. What the fuck?
이상민 씨, 두 번째 명제를 적어주십시오.
그러니까 4명이 마찬가지로 이제 반포서초, 삼성동
It's not the 4-6 game.
이렇게 강남에 살고 있어요.
Dog. But
6명 중에 한 명만
Dude.
강남에 사는 친구가 있지 않을까
Come on.
싶어서 마찬가지로 확률로 그냥 걸었죠.
the 4-6 game, the 6-4 game. This is so sad.
스위치를 눌러주십시오.
제 지금까지는 겸사겸사 즐기며 그냥 해왔다면 오늘은 정말 힘드네요. 정말 오늘은
Because all he could do is say, like, I live in Gangnam or am wearing black shoes or something, you know, and just. But whatever. He has no idea what his third question is. Wait, is he cooking something up? All right, segment. Let's see this question.
다 적으셨습니까?
아 죽겠다.
네, 그럼 들어주십시오.
All right, what do you got?
나는 양말을 신고 있다. 네 명이 양말 신고 있었던 건 알고 있었고요. 무조건 네 명은
I was certain about 4. He's always certain about 4. The fifth.
OX를 선택해 주십시오. 하나, 둘, 셋. 네, 그럼 결과 발표하겠습니다.
Yes. Nice job, segment. Well, that was a disaster of a round, but it was funny. Now let's see if Jinho has a better strategy than the 4-6 and then pray to God plan that Segment had. Because I was not impressed, I'll be honest. Alright, Jinho, what do we got?
쳐다보니까 부담되네.
홍진호 씨의 명제 제시를 시작하겠습니다.
저는 좀 다르게 생각해가지고 기억 속으로 이제 의존하는 줄 알았어요. 그래서 최대한 저는 직업, 나이, 성별 그런 거를 그냥 다 외웠거든요. 분량 자체가 저는 요 한 장으로 저는 끝입니다. 깨끗해요.
You believe in Jinho? Doesn't sound like he has good prep.
이름을 다 제가 적어서 기억이 들어가는 사람을 다 봤을 때 고대랑 씨랑 최슬기 씨, 김지건 씨, 김하나 씨, 박정원 씨 딱 5명 있기 때문에 이 질문 적었고요.
See you, Caleb.
네, 그럼 게스트들이 보이도록 들어주십시오. OX를 선택해서 스위치를 눌러주십시오.
Smart. He's trying to make the most of the little bit of information he has.
셋.
하나,
눌러주십시오.
둘, 셋.
결과 공개하겠습니다.
Nice, Jinho.
두 번째 명제 적어주십시오.
놀라운 눈치인데.
너무 편하게 생각했던 것 같아.
아니 내 생일은 짝수달이다. 전혀 애매하지 않은.
Kyogre's pissed. I hope there's a confrontation. I don't remember if there was.
분들에게 보여주십시오.
내 생일은 9월 이후다.
So what? October, November, December, I guess? That's what he's saying. So she was lying about December.
스위치를 눌러주십시오.
It should be wrong.
둘,
It should be wrong then, right?
셋. 눌러주십시오. 네, 결과 공개하겠습니다.
What the fuck?
그 생일이 언제세요?
그 생일이요? 3월 22일이요.
3월 22일. 그 다음에 희원 씨는?
저 12/12요.
1, 2, 1, 2?
네, 1, 2, 1, 2.
She changed her answer. Nah, bullshit.
제가 확실히
It's
적은 게
rigged.
27 이상은 5명이 맞아요. 최슬기 씨, 서부배 씨, 그리고 김하나 씨. 이 3명에서 20대라고만 하고 말씀 안 하셨거든요.
If you get everyone's birth date, you can just cut it in half.
20대 초반?
그렇게 와주셔서
Wait.
나이?
Can I ask? Dwight, tell me if this is against the rules. Can my question be, I answered X last question? Or is that not allowed? Then I answered O last question? Wait, there's gotta be a lot of rules here to like prevent the most. Honestly, this game gets pretty degenerate, so maybe not, but
20대 초반.
20대 초반?
breaking the game. I think that'd be a good Genius podcast name, to be honest.
어린 분이 28이에요.
Must be about their information. I mean, Segment was just looking at their feet. Dude's a freak. My age is at least 28.
OX를 선택해서 스위치를
I mean, his questions seemed very unambiguous. He just crushed all of them. So were Kyung Ran's, to be fair. She just kind of got
네,
screwed.
결과 공개하겠습니다.
What the fuck?
네, 1라운드 끝났습니다.
쉣호.
제가 했으니까 얼굴 알잖아요. 28은 절대 안 될 것 같아가지고 28 이상이다 이렇게 했는데 그 3명 중에 2명이 28 이상인가 봐요. 아 이건 정말 이겼는데. 거짓말했나? 뭐지?
Uh-oh. Who screwed up?
그렇게 많았어? 내가 화장풀에 속았어.
Oh, he didn't even ask them, he was just guessing?
발표해드리겠습니다. 김경란 씨 2점, 홍진호 씨 2점, 이상미 씨 1점을 획득하셨습니다.
다들 다 못 맞췄네.
2라운드에서는 5개의 명제를 제시합니다.
It is kind of crazy that we never got,
추가로 정보를
two
알아낼 수 있는 시간을
questions.
10분 드리겠습니다.
or no one got 3 points. Like, it seems pretty easy.
10명에게
This should be easy. Like, if you know what you're looking for, this game is really easy. I like that they only give him 10 minutes.
2라운드를 시작하겠습니다.
생일 최기현 씨, 최기현 씨 생일 며칠 몇
원래 생일이야?
1월 12일이라고 그랬잖아요.
이거는 그 제가 주민등록상 서류 생일이고
자기 신분증상 생일 얘기해놓고 자기 원래 생일을 답한 거예요. 그럼 나한테 얘기를 그렇게 하면 안 되죠.
Yeah.
너무해. 나
You're right, Karen.
다 망쳤어.
I'd be so pissed.
뭐예요? 혹시 고등학교 나오셨어요? 아니, 저 대학교 들어가셨어요? 대학교 졸업? 아니, 그러니까 대학교 다 들어가셨어요.
Well, that's not helpful.
내일이요?
2월 28일생 맞으시죠? 3월 24일. 아니 어떻게
Yeah, I feel like with the birthdays, you should be able to come up with enough questions alone. Is the genius version of the hamsters being a pre-existing relationship BB9? That one's on production. This one's on these people, the cast members.
제가 사는
Or not the cast members, the extras, I guess.
참 치졸하다. 저렇게 살고 싶을까 할 정도의 명제.
11월 30일. 한창 고등학교. 뭐 했어?
커피 형제 있어요?
네.
형제 있어요?
The fuck is Sangman cooking up here?
언니 있어요.
형제가 다 있네.
나 너무 정보가 없어가지고 이름 갖고 조합을 몇십 개.
나 이거 멘붕이네.
무슨 무릎이죠? 치마 무릎이죠. 이거 무릎이죠, 치마.
왜요? 고마워지 마.
뭐에 쳐?
Oh, flashback time. Why'd they show her pulling her skirt down, guys?
이거 뭐라 그래요?
Stop being weird.
티셔츠죠. 오늘 혼돈하고 있어.
It's probably so stressful.
상민이 형이 저렇게 뛰어다니면은 가끔
Now rooting for Kyung Ran. Interesting.
정한 씨가 저렇게 뛰어다니는 거 처음 봐가지고 이기려고.
I think at this point I was rooting for Sangman, probably.
시간이 다 되었습니다.
I was rooting for Sangyu before.
지금 즉시 모두 퇴장해 주십시오.
I don't think there's any bad outcome at this point. Once we got to the final 4, I think they were all awesome winners.
정말 가뭄에 감기 같은 시간이죠.
터닝 포인트가 될 수 있는 그런 정말 중요한 10분이었던 것 같아요.
이번에도
I do like this game. Yeah, it's hard to make super interesting games with 3 or 4 people. I think they did a good job this season. Last game I had some problems with just like the format of it, but this one, it's easy to break, but it's pretty fun.
김경란 씨의 명제 제시를 시작하겠습니다.
All right, Kyungran, what do you got? You get all 3 right, you tie for the lead at least.
전체 다 알아야 되는데 한 명만 몰라도 그게 성립이 안 되는 거예요. 그러다 보니까 지금 제일 기본적인 정보만 가지고 엄청난 조합을 만들고 있어 계속.
게스트 분들께서는
Yoonji wouldn't have been a great winner.
명제의 대답을 OX
I don't think she's on the level of these 4.
눌러주십시오. 하나,
On the 28th or the 30th, okay, similar to a Jinho question.
네, 결과 공개하겠습니다.
Alright, we're chilling. Nice job. Maybe ask what's your favorite number? Yeah. You just ask a question of like, what's your favorite number 1 to 10, and then just you cut the line at somewhere in the middle to make it 5-5.
들어주십시오. OX를 선택해서 눌러주십시오.
Kind of a complicated question, but she nailed it.
네, 결과를 공개하겠습니다.
Yeah, I guess Mountain Doofus, but it seems like they all had enough time to prepare all the questions. Maybe not. She's doing it right now.
이름을 갖고 이름 막 분석을 한 거예요.
But yeah, you could argue it's the advantage Garnets get you. You can't actually use Garnets in this game, so I don't hate it.
한글 이름은 굉장히 분절적이며 많은 정보를 가지고 있습니다. 크게 세 글자로 나눠주고 자세히 쪼개면 6개 이상의 자음 모음으로 분해됩니다. 여기서 많은 5대5 정보를 조합할 수 있겠죠. 하지만 그 정보를 찾더라도 12글자 안에 게스트들이 이해하기 쉽고 명확한 명제로 제시할 수 있어야 할 것입니다.
네, 게스트분들께서는 OX를 선택해서 스위치를 눌러주십시오. 하나, 둘,
So they're basically setting up that
셋.
people are going to be confused by this question.
네, 그럼 결과를 공개하겠습니다.
Fuck. It's so scary. She gets so serious. Was she right? Were they wrong? Okay.
아, 저는 양 끝이 양끝이라고 생각을 해서 제 이름이 장아름이거든요. 그래서
Oh, these people are so dumb when it comes to Kyungran. Either end. The end is the end.
지금은 대화하시면 안 됩니다.
Fuck, it's so annoying.
근데 이름
So annoying. Oh, she's so bad.
공개 다시 수제로 이동해 주십시오.
They're not girls.
수고하세요. 이따 뵐게요.
Oh, she's pissed. Basically, it's what. I'm telling you, I feel like these people's
나
favorite
진짜 되게
segment, but
많은데.
segment's questions are so bad.
안타깝다. 다 쓰지도 못했네.
두 번째 이상민 씨의
All right,
5대5
what
명제제시를
dumbass
시작하겠습니다.
questions does segment have?
이상민 씨는 홀로 나와주십시오. 이상민 씨는 단상 앞에 서주십시오. 이상민 씨의 명제 제시를 시작하겠습니다.
이상민 씨, 첫 번째 명제를 적어주십시오.
He's got no questions ready. Is this the reason the person can't interfere with the questions? Nah. I mean, it's the game is inherently not chance based, but like it's a people game. So if people screw up, like that is what it is. It's unlucky, but I don't think it's production's responsibility to make it fair.
들어주십시오.
She's so smart.
네, 게스트분들께서는 명제에 대한
He's just
답을
winging it.
OX로 스위치를 눌러주십시오.
현장에서 딱 보는 순간
It's a free question, free one, a freebie.
현장에서 보이는 걸로 일단은 앞에를 하자. 근데 가자마자 딱 보니까 다리 보고 있더라고요.
네, 결과 공개하겠습니다.
That's a guaranteed one, easy. All right, now what does segment got here? He's an entertainer at heart. You can tell.
게스트분들께서는 명제에 대한 대답으로
My surname is
OX를
Jung
선택해서
or Jang or
스위치를
Choi. Okay.
눌러주십시오.
Straightforward question. Should be good. Nice job. Yeah, that was my thought, Katie.
이상민 씨, 세 번째 명제 적어주십시오.
I hate segment.
네, 명제를 들었습니다.
Okay, he asked this one at least. He did do some legwork on this one. It's iffy. Doesn't look super ambiguous to me, as long as he clarified with everyone.
정확하게 얘기했죠. 이거는 무릎 위에 치마다. 무릎이죠. 치마 무릎이잖아. 자, 이거 무릎 위에 치마.
That is the way to do it. Like, you come up with the questions, and then you basically ask people the exact questions to make sure they can't, like, change their answer.
네 번째 명제를 적어주십시오.
I think it's my favorite one.
확실해야 되니까 일단 내 눈에 확실하게 기억되고 확실하게 딱 보이는 어떤 그런 부분들로 명제를 세웠어요.
Alright, what's he got? I am wearing a belt or have long boots. Okay, that should work.
네, 이상민 씨 다 적으셨습니까? 그럼 명제를 들겠습니다. 네, 죄송해요.
제작진은 딜러에게 정확한 글자 확인을 부탁했습니다.
It's like,
예요? 예요?
it's very, very funny if you're Korean. Watching the dealer crack up is so funny. I have wrapped a belt. I am donning a belt or have long boots.
네, 이상민 씨. 네, 그럼
Oh, I love the
들겠습니다.
genius.
네, 게스트분들이 볼 수 있게
I'm
들어주십시오.
donning a belt.
네, 게스트분들께서는 OX를 선택해서 스위치를 눌러주십시오. 네, 결과를 공개하겠습니다.
Alright, there you go. You got there.
찻이 맞는지 햇이 맞는지 몇이 맞는지 정말 헷갈리네요.
네, 이상민 씨.
That's one of the funniest moments with Genius. Watching Dealer Nuna crack. Alright.
나는 팔찌를 차고 있다. 그러니까 네 분이
Classic Sangmin moment.
네 분이 차고 있었어요.
눌러주십시오. 결과를 공개하겠습니다. 결과를 공개하겠습니다.
I feel like him being able to do that breaks the game a little bit, where now you could just do the whole... Someone said in the chat, just tap someone on the shoulder. I tapped you on the shoulder. The segment did great, as like once he started realizing he needed to get 5 people to say yes and no instead of 4, he didn't miss a question. Unfortunately, before that... Alright, Jinho. If Jinho goes perfect, he wins. 1 wrong, it's a 3-way tie. This is definitely like Sangmin's theme. Banger.
명제를 4개 완성한다면 세 플레이어 모두 6점으로 연장전을 5개 완성한다면 단독 우승자가 됩니다.
홍준호 씨, 첫 번째 명제를 적어주십시오.
God, writing in Korean must take so long. Their like phonetic characters are so much more intricate than our letters.
네, 들어주십시오. 네, 게스트분들께서는
Not
명제의
more, but
대답을 OX로 선택해서 스위치를 눌러주십시오.
who are you referring to, Giddy up?
명제를 적어주십시오.
People are so fucking jealous here just because he's clever and cool. What What are we talking about?
네, 게스트분들께서는 OX로 스위치를
Yeah, he's just rocking with the names. It's kind of unambiguous as long as you make the questions clear. He's so smart, and I hate him.
네, 게스트분들께서는 명제에 대한
Yeah.
대답으로 OX를 선택해서
As if, like,
눌러주십시오.
if Dwight was on The Genius, he would be Jinho, by the way.
홍준호 씨 네 번째 명제를 적어주십시오.
Buff Jinho, perhaps, but Jinho nonetheless.
저는 사실
Buff Jinho, who's worse at StarCraft.
씨를 많이 응원했었는데 지금 홍진호 씨 완전 팬이세요.
Oh, a total Jinho fan. I like that.
것 같아요. 마치 정말 스타크래프트 게임처럼
정말 머리가 좋으시고 그걸 떠나서 약간 게임을 할 줄 아는
홍진호 씨가 제일 게임 이해도가 높았던 것 같고
진짜 천재다 이 사람은.
짧은 시간 안에 5대5 명제를 만드는 쉬운 방법이 있습니다. 그것은 바로 게스트들에게 새로운 정보를 만들어주는 것입니다.
Someone found your strategy, chat. They got you. They got you guys.
이렇게 해서 제가 치면
There you go. Game broken.
자, 저랑 손등을 댄 적 있어요? 저랑 손등을 댄 적 있어요?
This is the game's over, unfortunately. This is it.
그 사람들이 혹시나 기억을 못 해가지고 X를 누를 수가 있잖아요. 처음에 이러한 질문 방식으로 제가 접근을 했을 때 처음에 사람들이 좀 놀랐어요. 아, 이런 식으로 하려고 하는구나. 그렇기 때문에 처음에 질문했던 거는
What if Jinho was like, I gave you a little kiss?
손등 맞댄 거.
Would that be allowed?
네, 결과를 공개하겠습니다. 홍준호 씨 다섯 번째
Is that kosher?
사람들과 뭔가 대화를 하거나 제스처를 같이 해가지고 만든 게 총 5가지였어요. 손등, 발명, 그리고 이쁘다고 한 거, 두 분 다 이쁘신 거, 바보 같다고 한 거, 두 분 다 바보 같아요. 그다음에 V자 보여준 거, 여러분이 지금 제 V를 보신 거예요. 그다음에 형 이름을 알려준 거, 제 형 이름은
Yeah, there we go. Well,
저희 형 이름은
it's honestly weird that Hyungran and Segment didn't think about this. Maybe it's one of those things like you don't know if it's allowed.
오빠 나가요. 왜 싸워요?
Big
명제를
Brother mentioned.
드리겠습니다.
안 보일까?
네, 게스트분들께서는 명제의 대답을 OX로 스위치를 눌러주십시오.
Oh my god. She whispers over to tell him his name.
손등을 맞았다. 형 이름을 들었다. 이거는 두 가지 질문이지만 그 다섯 명은 똑같아요. 동시에 두 개 알려준 거예요. 손등을 기억하면은 당연히 우리 형 이름을 들은 것도 기억할 거라 생각했고
결과
Tom?
공개하겠습니다.
Oh, nice work, Jinho. There you go. And Jinho's in the finale. Good on him. He just solved the game.
이번에 다시 올 게 다 맞췄죠.
어떻게 됐어요?
아, 나 물어봤잖아, 내가.
저도 물어봤어요.
내가 먼저 물어봤잖아.
게임 결과를 발표해드리겠습니다. 김경란 씨는 6점, 이상민 씨
Kyogre would have won if she wasn't sabotaged.
홍진호 씨
Yeah.
7점으로
The second one's a little bit more her fault, but not even that much.
5대5 명제를 7개 성공시켜 7점의 승점을 획득한 홍진호 씨입니다. 홍진호 씨는 생명의 징표를 획득하셨으며 결승전에
Are they mumbling or speaking a foreign language? There's no fucking way you asked me that question, right?
자동으로 데스매치에 진출합니다. 그럼 잠시 후
Are you drunk? I feel like you're on some substance, giddy up. I'm not hating the vibes you're bringing, but it's
그냥 그 마음감이 그 차예요.
김경란 씨와 이상민 씨의 데스매치를 진행하겠습니다. 김경란 씨가 보유한 가넷은 10개, 이상민 씨가 보유한 가넷은 13개입니다.
all right. So whoever wins this deathmatch is gonna have is gonna be at a Garnet disadvantage going into the final, if that ends up mattering.
진 플레이어는 11번째 최종 탈락자가 될 것입니다. 11회전 데스매치는 같은 그림 찾기입니다.
Classic.
앞쪽에 보이는 알파벳으로 표기된 16개의 판. 이 판의 뒷면에는 각기 다른 그림이 숨겨져 있습니다.
You guys watched episode 2 of the Genius Game
들어가도록 만들어진
UK.
개인 컨베이어 벨트에서 출발합니다.
It's not really similar to this, but similar in some ways. The deathmatch they do.
16개의 그림과 같은 그림카드 3묶음, 총 48장을 섞어 첫 번째 빈칸부터 차례로 20장의 그림카드가 채워지게 됩니다. 두 분의 말은 각자의 시작점에서 출발합니다. 가넷이 많은 플레이어는 10번째 그림카드가 시작점이 될 것이며 가넷이 적은 플레이어는 8번째 그림카드가 시작점이 됩니다.
There's a lot of Garnet advantages and disadvantages.
칸에 있는 그림카드와 같은 그림을 그림판에서 찾아내야 합니다. 선 플레이어부터 그림판에 있는 알파벳을 흥명해 앞면의 그림을
Based on
확인합니다.
previews, think they'll have it in a future episode. Yeah, I think I might have seen
다음 칸의 그림카드와 일치할 경우
one of those screenshots.
한 칸 앞으로
It sounds familiar, but I haven't watched ahead. I've only watched the first 2 episodes. Watching
일치하는 그림을 찾지 못할
next
때까지
one soon.
계속 전진이 가능합니다. 하지만 선택한 그림이 다음
How many more Garnets does Sangmin have than Kyungran? Not that many. Jinho has a huge lead. They're kind of close. Kyungran and
새로운
Sangmin.
그림카드가 채워지게 됩니다. 그리고 기회는 상대 플레이어에게 넘어갑니다.
I don't know. It's just a memory game, basically.
해당 플레이어의 승리로 게임이 종료됩니다. 혹은 카드를 계속 맞추지 못해 한 플레이어의 말이 컨베이어 벨트에서 떨어지게 되면 해당 플레이어의 패배로 게임이 종료됩니다. 그럼 잠시 후에 11회전 최종 탈락자를
Carl's all said Josh was dumb.
시작하겠습니다.
I don't think Josh is dumb.
뭐 무슨 말인지 알겠어요?
내용은 알겠어.
It's funny though. Oh boy. Alright, good luck. We got a lot of Kyungran fans in the chat. I know people like Sangmin too, but I think this is a Kyungran chat, seemingly. How long is deathmatch? Jesus, how the fuck do they make it? It's only 15 minutes, I guess, 20 minutes.
그림 기억하는 게임이
It's only a 16
올줄 알았는데
square grid. It's not that hard.
그리면 오늘일 줄이야.
저 사실 데스매치 너무 무서워.
You're sophisticated and smart, something like that.
그것도 제대로 잘 안 보고 집중도 잘 안 했었거든요.
Negan was the host, which is weird seeing him do that. Oh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
그럼 김경란 씨 10간에 이상민 씨
I liked his portrayal of Negan,
11회전
but
데스매치를 시작하겠습니다.
God, they fucked up that storyline.
간의 수가 많으시
At least the
이상민
All Out
씨가
War
선
arc.
플레이어를 정하도록 하겠습니다.
He got better actually after,
먼저 게임하시겠습니까?
in the non-like source material stuff.
김경란 씨부터 게임을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 김경란 씨 알파벳을 골라 주십시오.
A.
Damn, Kyungran. Nice try. Maggie Negan season 2 tomorrow night. They made it to season 2. What is it, Dead City or something? Good for them. I love Lauren Cohen. She's one of my favorite actresses. She was really good as Maggie, and I liked her in TBD. TBD and TWD.
네, 컴베어 벨트가 뒤로 한 칸 이동하였습니다.
I.
예, 틀리셨습니다.
됐어.
Ah,
예,
lucky.
틀리셨습니다. 한 칸 뒤로 이동하였습니다.
T요.
I love this song. Maybe to
예,
understand.
틀리셨습니다. 벨트를 한 칸 뒤로
Using
이동하였습니다.
Supernatural.
안 나오네. G.
Supernatural. I don't know if I could ever watch that show. It's too many seasons. 17. Like, come on.
한 칸 뒤로 이동하도록 하겠습니다.
Damn.
이어.
Did they show him the board at the start, or you have to find out by like?
네, 틀리셨습니다. 벨트를 한 칸.
Because the strat here should be, because Sangmin starts further away from the edge, he should just repeat all of Kyungran's tiles, right?
뒤로 후진하겠습니다. 김경란 씨.
Isn't that how that works? Like, shouldn't Sangmin just not give Kyungran more information?
네, 틀리셨습니다. 벨트를 한 칸 뒤로.
Like, this deathmatch is so stupid, kind of.
이상민 씨.
와이어.
Like, Sangmin, stop revealing squares for Kyungran.
틀리셨습니다.
D.
B.
하나도 못 맞추고 나가.
틀리셨습니다. 벨트를 한 칸 뒤로 후진하겠습니다.
이어.
이상민 씨. B.
방금 했잖아.
맞추셨습니다.
그걸 맞추셨구나.
김상민 씨 한 번 더 불러주십시오.
H.
See that you just segment. What the fuck?
H.
H.
See, so annoying. This strategy is so easy to think of too.
Y.
Like you should be able to come up with this on the spot. They're both looking for the same thing now. It's like segment, you've got the lead. Just let her find it.
K.
U.
U.
아 이거 하나만 알면은.
O 하겠습니다.
네, 틀렸습니다.
우리 뭐 안 했어요?
모르겠어요.
아 뭐지? M 했나 M?
모르겠어요. M이요.
I actually don't know if Sangmin knew.
나 이번
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Gabriel?
했는데.
Estoy bien. Gracias.
그거 하나 맞추는 게 되게 관건이었는데.
I think that was the key point. Yeah, if you get it wrong, you're eliminated.
뭘 안 했는지 모르겠어. N.
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 네, N.
Damn.
네, 맞추셨습니다.
What a swing.
대박이다. 살아났네? 전 진짜 우와 어리둥절하면서 나에게 이런 기회가? 이런 생각이 좀 들었어요.
이제 모든 그림판이 한 번씩 공개됐습니다.
There's no reason for them to play this song right now.
사진 같은 기억력을 가지고 있다면 이 게임의 승자가 될 수 있을 것입니다.
L. S.
From Denmark. Damn, giddy up. I've always wanted to visit Copenhagen.
R.
Oh, she's marching.
일단 판이랑 패랑 이렇게 보고 맞춘 거를 일단 그 알파벳 순서로 외웠어요. 조금 시간이 지나니까 판이 보이기 시작했어요. I. M.
네, 틀리셨습니다. 뒤로 한 칸 이동하겠습니다.
N이요.
Streetways are back again.
맞추셨습니다.
Stream places I didn't
한 칸
know.
이동하겠습니다.
G요.
네.
Alright, Sangman, here we go. He's cooking.
이동하겠습니다.
O 하겠습니다.
It's so hard though. Gotta keep track of everything.
H. 틀리셨습니다. 벨트를 뒤로 한 칸 이동하겠습니다.
생각 외에 그 김경란 씨의 실력에 원래 생각하고
It's
있었던
crazy. Kyungran is one question away from just losing that.
U.
I will wait in line for this. Nice, Kyungran.
맞았습니다.
Oh, wow.
T.
T.
Nice.
계속 점이 올라가니까 갑자기 좀 당황하셨다.
I don't think they have copyright in South Korea. At least the show makes it seem like they don't. Yeah, so Kyungran, this is where you be smart. And if you know it, don't reveal it.
외우는 것들이 있었는데 상민 오빠가 그거 맞출 것 같았어요. K.
K.
Gotcha, Golden.
네, 틀리셨습니다.
Right, Kyungran knows the strategy. Just don't help your opponent. Seems kind of intuitive.
Y.
네, 틀리셨습니다.
H.
벨트를
If I'm her, I would just do K again. You know, don't let him rule out other ones.
상민 오빠의 긴장한 얼굴 전 처음 봤어요.
밴드가 누굴지 알 것 같아요.
난 유일하게
Yo, classic montage.
아니야, 저쪽이 아니에요. 5시까지는 그냥 앉아 줘 주시는 게 나을 것 같고 내가 끊어줄게. 끊어주는 건 내가.
Are they playing for money? Yeah.
얘기 중이세요?
Of course.
나 왜 이렇게 반갑지?
유.
유. 네, 틀려졌습니다.
성민 오빠가 그렇게 긴장한 모습 보면서 내가 좀 마음이 편치 않았다는 거. 오.
네, 맞으셨습니다.
What's wrong with her? What is wrong with her? Why?
아이.
Put a cake, young Ren. Don't give him pity points.
오.
잠시 오. 맞으셨습니다.
유.
맞으셨습니다.
Insane. Insane if Kyung Ren to just hand it to him.
맞으셨습니다.
H. 잠깐만요. 미안합니다.
A.
What do you mean by that giddy up? Because it sounds hella sexist. If you don't have a really good explanation, you're about to get banned, or you know. I'm okay with the ban, Mike. If you just want to ban that person, I think there's, I think there's minimal upside we have from them being in chat.
H.
I was trying to do some outreach to Denmark, but I think,
이동하겠습니다.
I think that experiment has failed.
S.
S. 네, 맞으셨습니다.
Saying Kyung-ran's gonna marry rich.
A.
네, 맞으셨습니다.
I feel like if anything, Kyung-ran would have like a trophy husband, like a, you know, Sung-yu style. I don't know how to say it.
G.
G.
RIP Denmark viewership. And Dwight's a fellow Twitch partner. He understands that like a large percentage of like your success on Twitch hinges on your outreach to Denmark. So for me, I just care more about my principles, I suppose, than I do like my channel's growth. But that's just me.
D요.
혹시 D.
Dwight, is this one of the worst played death matches of all time?
오빠 맞추셨
Like, honestly, the Genius Game UK Episode 1 is one of the worst I've ever seen. This is terrible.
I.
Like, for as bad as Segment is, Kyung-ran is so bad. And, like, they both know the strategy at this point, especially Kyung-ran. Like, Kyung-ran
맞으셨습니다.
verbalized it in confessional. I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
담배 끊어야지. 아, 기억력이.
God, Jinho would wipe the floor with these people in this match.
틀렸습니다.
Uh-oh.
바로 전에 나왔던 거. M이요.
L이요. H.
틀렸습니다.
They're editing this very out of order. It's kind of weird. Like, they don't get multiple turns in a row.
K.
I don't know why they're doing it like this.
반복을 하는구나, 내가 바보같이.
힌트를 뒤로 한 칸 이동하겠습니다.
봐도 모르겠고 되게 희한해요. 계속 똑같은 걸 또 열게 되는.
Like, it feels like they're just jumping around the deathmatch, like, at what time they're showing.
뭐한 두세 번만 지나가도 그걸 외울 수가 없는 그런 어떤 무아지경에 이르게 됐죠.
Yeah, if you get it right, you get more turns, but if you get it wrong, you go to the next person. He looks tired. Yeah, you do this after playing the main match. I think a lot of people's brains are fried, and usually if you're in the death match, the main match didn't go well, so like you're already not on your best day.
테스트하는 게임은 현저하게 이제
Genius is famously a game where like if you're having an off day, you could just get cooked. Whereas Big Brother, if you're a good enough player, one off day you'll be fine because you have a lot of other days to put yourself in a position. The Genius, it's like if you got a brain fog, you're kind of cooked. Imagine, who knows? Smart Julian. It's like he's a Green Lantern ring.
잠깐만요. 아 진짜. LSM은 아닌데. 나는 이제 이 게임을 완전 파악했어요.
너 단소리에서 답이 나왔어. 그러니까 원래 답이 나왔지만 더 확실한 답이 나왔어. 알겠습니다.
알았지? 멋있지 않아요?
He said M, they should have flipped M. It's like a lock in your answer kind of thing.
최종문이
I don't have a problem with it.
내 촉이 맞을 거라고 생각합니다. D로 하겠습니다. D로 하겠습니다. D로 하겠습니다.
D.
대박.
대박.
네.
지금 D 맞춘 순간 앞에 거 다 까먹었을 것 같아.
문제는 뭐냐면 지금 이거 생각하다 이걸 다 까먹었어.
The music cues are so funny. It's like it's just a roller coaster. They really edited his deathmatch to be 25 minutes longer than it has to be. All right.
G.
G.
Oh, unlucky.
네, 틀리셨습니다.
Close.
페페와 매드가 D로 이동하겠습니다.
나 맞춘 줄 알았어.
색깔 있어, 색깔. 기억은 했는데 색깔 있어.
N. 펜 하나 남겨두고 있었기 때문에 되게 나는 안정적이구나라는 생각이 좀 들었어.
My heart can't take another one of these.
생각에 정리 좀 할게요.
이거 되게 안 좋다.
나이를 떠나서 일단
I love people who care about the games they play.
담배도 피고 막 술도 마시고 이런 걸로 인해서 조금 기억력이 좀 떨어지는 것 같아요. 애가 숨어 있었네. 자, 어쩔 수 없네. 기억이 안 나네.
Oh, they love Lana here.
Y로 하겠습니다. Y로 하겠습니다.
For a segment. Rest in peace, Sangman. What a run. Oh my god, what a run from Sangman. So sad. Losing Sungyu Sangman is pretty diabolical back to back, but you know, we got a lot of Kyungran fans too. I'm also glad Kyungran, like, she got screwed over in the main match, so like, it would have been kind of a bummer for her to go out here. Thank you, Martins17. Appreciate you. It's been a minute. Been the number of women on the show. Glad one made the final. Yeah, what did they have? 5 this season? Yoonji, Yoram, Kyungran, Jungmoo, and Minseo.
내가 지금 아직 살아 있구나.
Did it?
내가 죽지 않았구나. 이런
Is there another one I'm missing? I don't think so.
제가 저보다 더 나은 사람들하고 어떤 게임을 통해서
It gets worse. The amount of women they cast gets worse.
해줬던 부분도 많았고 그래서 더 지니어스 게임이라는 프로그램에 너무 감사드리고 더 지니어스에서 치열하게 살아남았던 것처럼 사회에서도
I'll do my best in society. Aw. I love Segment. Legend. Sure revitalized his career, yeah.
이왕 이렇게 된 거 좋은 승부 해보죠.
그래요.
지니어스 게임 결승전 전체 게임 룰을 설명해드리.
We don't have to go over that. So what an episode. I mean, I think this is probably the best Final 3 episode they ever do. The Season 4 Final 3 is really, really fun too. But I think this is the best one. IMO. But I appreciate you guys. Super fun. Fun stream today. Viewership was pretty good. Probably no stream tomorrow. I'm doing a lot of recording for the pod. And then should be a stream on Monday, should be the plan. So that's kind of the schedule, I suppose. America's Book Club is going to be tomorrow. So get your reading done if you haven't already. New podcast on Tuesday. That's about it. I'm sleepy. I'm going to go, not really go to bed, but lay down. What is she reading? I'm not sure. It's a fantasy book. I used to know the title. I forgot it.